Alright. Hello, and welcome to stream. We got big galactic things happening today. We are all being called into a meeting to help determine stuff with Shometsu, and also, as you can see, I got full body now, so we got legs. Alright, let's go. Corporate docs. Follow me. So, we are once again heading to starting locations. And I've also been able to make a change of schedule that I can fully attend the row sessions now. And I've still got that slow speed because I'm still healing from getting shot in the leg. But yeah, there's a galactic meeting that was called from the Galactic Board about the stuff that Shometsu's been up to, as well as other things. And as you can see, we got a lot of people along the way. Don't forget to turn off our nameplates. There we go. But yeah, well, welcome. It's going to be an interesting day.
Roleplay is now beginning. Roleplay is now beginning.
Alrighty. Big day today. Let's check in the office.
Following your orders, sir.
Everyone seems to be at the clinic or on their way.
Many Shimetsu assets, as well as one Beowulf and many Avalon guards have perished, as well as Titus as well.
Sorry to bother you guys, but is anything special going on today?
Perhaps. Who might you be?
My name is Miranda V. I'm Astro.
Ah. Welby Sloan, Head of Security for Avalon.
It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Indeed. As far as I'm aware, there's nothing too grand planned today, unless you've been contacted.
No, I haven't. I mean, I'm just here so we can potentially erect a safe house, but
I see. Well, I do wish you luck.
Astro business, you know. Thank you, sir. Well, I don't want to stop you further then.
Indeed. Good morning, Doctor.
Just in case anybody in here did
Morning,
not
Sloan.
hear, RP has begun.
Ready for this?
I believe so. We'll see how it goes.
Certainly.
After you.
Oh, hello. You got security all, like, ready and good to go? Because Shimetsu definitely answered with weapons, so, you know, might need the good old, you know, make sure they don't pull any shit.
Certainly. Maybe best to
Let's get in there.
requisition them. Tell them
Oh,
everything
hi.
left at the door.
Oh, everyone's at the door now.
Good morning, Miss Harper.
Morning, Mr. Sloan.
I'm going to be in a meeting for a while.
I hear you have a... very well. Hopefully all
Indeed.
goes well.
Hold down the fort and notify me if anything goes amiss.
Very well. Everything goes according to plan.
Indeed. We'll see how the day plays out. But in any event,
Yeah.
Miss
If everyone
Sure.
complies, maybe we might be willing to.
I ain't as scared of no fucking shit.
Actually,
Besides with Galactic being here, it is fucking career suicide to try anything.
I don't trust other.
Though Shimitsu has already proven that they're willing to
I
kill
want the
corporate.
guards, but I want everyone to be. What's the word? Guards can have their guns. Only one guard per corporation can have their gun. I want them by the doors. Nowhere else. Very, sir. Thank you. You do not look like part of the
I am. I am passing the shoe.
past. Part, okay.
Correct.
Well, this was only
Little
the highest
Weaver.
level.
We are.
Why do they have like 5 people?
Tired already.
Need to talk. No, sir. No, sir.
This Weaver.
I need to talk to the quartermaster. This suit does not seem to be in order.
What should be wrong?
Only certain people are allowed in.
I think there's some issue with the leg actuators.
If you
Unfortunately, not keeping up with you so well.
It is much alright.
but I can only allow a certain amount of
I doubt we will be moving much once we are inside.
Yes, sir.
She is our PR. I would recommend that she come in.
I'm sorry, but this is coming from
This
my
is for the
higher
heads
ups as well.
only.
Understood.
So, ma'am, if you may, please leave the bank. I'd hate to do it, but
Very well. Let me inform my head security. The arrangements first, then.
I
So they
don't
informed
know
her
what
that.
to say. If one of your guards or personnel would like to join you, then that's fine. But you are not allowed to speak, I'm sorry.
KR1.
So I have to ask the question, well, I guess they were going to be providing their own testimony, whatever how that is, since they were there on the event. Failed to see why this KR1 would be allowed into the boardroom as well.
Uncertain.
Very well.
Alright. Let's carry on. Who is the designated
Let's
guard
get
for
this over with.
everyone? Yes, sir. Thank you.
That
Alright,
one's with
you
me.
may head up, sir.
Here's Jonathan.
Thank you. Alright, you may head up. You're already good, Mr.
This will be my guard.
Go.
Oh, we are definitely hitting the
Thank you.
Just go ahead and close it.
Yeah, you guys should definitely go.
Weapons, please.
Hold on to my weapon.
Thank you. You may go.
Wait, good for good old Valkyrie to come into. Oh, okay, I guess I'm in here now. Wow, okay, huh? Okay, well, that's awkward. Are you guys going down? What the fuck is this? Okay, okay, you guys did not get off the elevator very fast.
Well,
Seems like a safety hazard.
That's perfectly fine.
taken.
Okay. Was that one over there not disarmed?
I see that. Is there a reason why one of Shimetsu still has his weapon?
Stand closer to her.
Are you trying to execute me?
No, sir.
In case anything pops. Oh, I just...
Sure is quiet for a social event.
Indeed.
Didn't even bring
Seems to
coffee.
be a lack of catering. Unfortunate
Alright,
oversight.
may I have the heads of each corporation sit down?
I'd like to remain standing if that's fine.
That is
will
fine,
not
I just
sit
would like
down
you
in
closer
this
to the
creaky
table.
chair.
I think we're missing
Alright.
one. I think we're missing Traverse,
Okay,
it seems.
excuse me, sir. Or madam. I
And
can't
Trident,
tell.
I believe.
May I have your gun to bring it downstairs? Guns for the heads are not allowed.
You can take this one.
And the other one too.
Oh, this?
So let's see what that one does. Yes.
I'd like every weapon, please.
I know
Can't
that you
do
have
that.
other tools in your arsenal.
You can give it to one of your guards if you would like.
That will do.
I can hold it
You.
if you wish.
Maybe.
Over here.
Not that one. The guard.
The scent, not the sense.
Yeah. Not
One
the
second.
sense.
Need to release the lock on it. It's in his hands, by the way.
Alright,
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Oh, Mr. Aspen. Mr. Aspen,
Mm-hmm.
there was one that slipped my mind. One
Thank
moment.
you. Thank you for being honest. That's something.
Indeed.
Alright, thank you. If you want to go have a seat. If we would like to get this started, I will call my higher ups.
We are missing
Is that fine with
Traverse.
everyone?
And
Trident.
Trident.
Sorry. Right now my washing machine's trying to explode.
Wait, what kind of center are we holding this meeting in? That there's washing machines.
Shut up, Slane.
There is a microwave right there.
Is there a cube in it? Damn shame.
Hey, would you like me to put a cube in it?
Alright, good. Also,
Yeah, go ahead.
I said any guards
Okay,
with guns
understood.
stand on that wall.
How typical that public transportation is late as always.
You're good.
It would seem.
Our infrastructure in this city is
I've alerted
Appalling.
Traverse that they are needed here. They didn't get the call to start.
Okay. Apparently we are still waiting for a corporation. I forgot how to count for a second.
there are two missing, yes.
Trident isn't showing up, but
There's no trident, yeah.
Traverses.
Traverse, yeah.
Yeah, 1 sec.
Oh, 1 second. I just want to let two digits in here can't actually help with that. If Detroit has time, he'll stop by. Unless it's okay. I'll try and fix that. You rolled an 8. Oh, I thought you just wanted to. Okay. Yes. From what I heard about this, I don't think so, but let me confirm with Slam.
We'll see how well the tracking holds up while we sit.
Can you come into this corner? They're doing a thermal scan to see if you only rolled an 8 to see if there's any traps. There's no traps. Didn't think so. I just didn't want to like say something without you letting me know, you know? Yeah. It's safe. Safe. It's safe. It is.
Pardon me, sorry I'm late.
Welcome.
Alright, once she sits down, we will get started. Please go on the wall, sir. Alright, let me call them. And called.
Is this thing on? Looks like it's on.
Yes,
I do
sir, it
believe
is
all
on.
present and accounted for, yes?
Yes, sir.
All but Trident.
Yes, all but Trident.
Well, they did give a heads up that they might not be available, but we have gotten their information already.
Yes, sir.
Now then, I would like to give you all a good hello and a welcome to everyone here at this meeting that was called by the planetary representatives of Helios. Legally, we must state that this meeting will be recorded for review of the entire Galactic Board. We are viewing this as third-party advocates to ensure a proper resolution for concerns that will be discussed here. Everything said here has weight and may result in consequences. We implore you to speak only the truth here. If we find that at a later date you have bore false witness or you have given false testimony, then there will be grave repercussions for those transgressors. We have been recording visually and audibly since before starting the conference. This room in particular. With this, we can now begin. By all means, the first.
I would presume that would be Geb.
You have the
If you
floor.
would like, Miss Amelia. Yep.
Okay, I, as a Geb representative, have called us here today on a union-mandated meeting to discuss Shimetsu and their actions in the Undercity, specifically the warmongering that they have done to not only corporate personnel down there, but the civilian populace. If I will let Shimetsu have the chance to explain their actions in the Undercity before I go out and make my, present my evidence.
Our actions in the Undercity are clear and finite. There was and is a threat down there known as by Mr. Nobody. He's a very powerful being and commands quite an arsenal behind his back. And as a deal with the public representative within the Undercity, we have brokered a deal between, of course, other corporations. Go on.
There is no current public representative for the Undercity. There's elections going on for representatives, but there is no official representative for the Undercity because the last one was killed.
A damn shame to that. However, we decided to back an up and running one because we believed they would take care of the Undercity. And, of course, they asked for our assistance to remove a threat that were endangering the populace down there. Of course, I refer to the mobster / mercenary leader, whatever you want to call him, Mr. Nobody. For the corporations down there that were there during the engagement, we all bled down there defending the Undercity and removing this threat for our own gains, of course, but mainly to aid our representative.
And this representative that... Go ahead.
We have recently pulled out of the Undercity for 2 reasons. There is a known terrorist by the name of O'Hare that has been running loose. Their tracker has gone off, and we've been lied to yet again. So, as an executive decision, we pulled all our assets out. And when we tried to apprehend this Miss O'Hare, not only did get personnel, but as well as slummers fire upon us, the same very people we were trying to aid.
Yes, and in fact, we actually have video evidence, and we have sent it to not only other corporations present here, but we have also sent it to Union, and we will be reviewing that footage precisely. But also, I would like to point out that this Mr. What was it? A nobody? A nowhere? This mafia? This force? We, as GEP, have been doing investigation onto this mafia, as they have been labeled. I would feel that this is actually unjustly so. Now, the actions, I will say, that happened last week in the Undercity that involved violence, that is not what I am defending. I think that whoever has assaulted both Shimetsu and Valkyrie and any other corporations down there, they are definitely at fault, and we will bring them to justice. However, this mafia, this drug bust that Shimetsu has performed, I do not believe was legal. Because we have, as Health Administration, investigated this, and we have found that the only illegal course of action that this mafia has done is have a drug, because mind you, drugs are illegal in the Undercity. Trust me, when I heard that shop was opened up, the first thing I did was try and get any sort of shit on them, and they were completely clean. And when we actually took a sample from the drugs that they were peddling, they were only very slightly above the legal limit for drugs. And we were going to talk to them about this, because this can get arranged. It can be a simple misunderstanding, or some part of their equipment malfunctioned. But instead, Shimetsu went down there and shot up the place. So I guess we'll never really know what their plans were, because they acted rashly.
I would like to say, from the previous recordings, we have found them having drug labs down here. So
yes, because they produce drugs. Because you can produce drugs legally in the Undercity, from my understanding. They are a drug shop, after all. Of course, they would be producing drugs. Now, I believe you're continuing on about Geb in particular with aiding this shapeshifter.
Well, come on, hip.
Slumber decided to open fire upon me. They retreated to get personnel. I, of course, returned fire after I was fired upon, and I happened to notice that Geb was also firing at me. However, this may or may not have occurred during my firing at him when he was retreating, so there is fault on both parts, and that I am willing to admit.
Yes, and Geb was willing to let that slide. In fact, if we want to let this video evidence play of our perspective, because we did have security personnel survive with footage, and if need be, I can narrate it for us so we all understand what happened on Geb's side. This is something Shimetsu would like to see.
Very well.
Alright. Amelia will take out her tablet, and she'll place it on the table, and start playing the footage. A fancy little hologram will point up. You will see in this footage Geb security personnel over by the hot springs in the Undercity. We will hear gunfire, and we will respond to it. Now, when we are responding to this, we have no idea what is going on, because as you understand, in this situation, we were attacked by these nobodies. So we are currently investigating this. By the time we get down there, we had come across this civilian, like you mentioned. Is I actually do not know their name, but when we approach him, we do not see any gunfire from him, because we are not able to see this, and you can see this on the footage that we have no idea what we're doing. Or, sorry, we know what we're doing. We have no idea what is going on with this situation. The first thing that we see is a clip from a Shimetsu rifle open up into us. And in the first barrage, not only is a civilian hit, but one of our guards is struck in the helmet and he is killed instantly on the spot. The rest of the squad finds cover, and I audibly say out loud, and you can hear this in the footage, that Shimetsu is opening up on us. I do not give any orders to open fire. However, it is GEB protocol, and in fact protocol for all corporations here for security personnel, that if you are under fire, to take cover, protect the VIP, which is me, on the process, and return fire on whoever is shooting at us. Now, of course, in combat, it is hard to figure out who you're shooting at. This is why I do not blame Shimetsu for shooting at us. As you said, you are shooting at a civilian, and I do believe this, that we returned fire on you. That is probably the rounds we heard, and we were investigating. And I am even willing to let this corporate guard being killed in this friendly fire incident slide. Though, Shimetsu will be paying for it, just in the same way that in a training accident with Geb, which namely with me, we paid for that guard. What is unacceptable, though, and mind you, in this footage you can see too, as soon as my guard opens fire, I tell him to cease fire. I tell all Geb assets to cease fire, and we come out of cover and we try to talk about this. Now, the part that is unacceptable is what Shimetsu did next, and Amelia will skip through the forward footage, and she will stop on a scene of a Geb guard being executed by KR-1. This execution of this guard, following protocols and following all orders, this guard, as far as Geb is concerned, and I think we can leave this down to a vote if other people are in disagreement, did nothing wrong, and he was executed unjustly by Shimetsu. Would Shimetsu like to add anything to this?
In a time of combat or conflict, if we do not know the target has been dealt with, we are to assume all personnel in the AO is a threat.
So this guard right here was a threat, but
know that the man that I accidentally killed, one of your men that I killed. However, it is code for Shimetsu that if you are to harm one of our personnel, we are equal to deal the same to you.
And so I have to ask this question then. Are Shimetsu robots and synthetics personnel? Or are they property?
Personnel and property.
Then
so what you are
your
saying...
personnel were killed just the same, is what you're saying. To which you then pay a life for a life. Do you have evidence of any synthetics down there getting killed from Shimetsu's side?
Well...
Either
sorry, what was the
one.
question?
Do you have any evidence of Shimetsu synthetics being killed by Geb?
No.
That a life could take a life?
No, and I do not. And I do not think... I was not given a damage report of what happened, but I do not think that a Geb soldier following orders, following all protocol, and as far as Geb is concerned, is innocent, deserves such a fate. Not only that, but one to be delivered by another corporation. If you have an issue with my men, you talk to it about Geb, but you do not take that out with your own jurisdiction. Because of situations
so
like
what
this.
Do you want in return? You want one of our men dead as equal?
No. I want payment for the lives that you have taken.
Easy enough. Men are easily replaced.
And I also want to make it abundantly clear that this will not happen again. Now, of course, if you have the right to defend yourself, that is not something I'm going to argue, which is why I am not pushing forward anything more on the friendly fire incident, because that, as far as we're concerned, is what happens. We were in a combat situation, we all know what we're getting into.
As long as both parties are okay with taking the fault and it got out of hand, then I'm willing to agree to these terms.
This is understandable.
We have a deal.
Is that all, Miss Amelia?
Well, this is actually where Avalon would want to, I will ask Avalon if they would like to present any further evidence that they have. They have shown me this evidence, but I will give them the ability to show that if they wish to.
Indeed. There is a particular case that I would like to bring up in the friendly fire incident, and I will present it here. I'll also put out a piece of data that will show a feed of Mr. Ditus running up to a guard captain standing in front of the clinic and slicing his throat. This action was completely unprovoked and uncalled for. Immediately following slicing this guard captain's throat, who I'd personally sent to the situation to be in my stead as I am still healing from being shot in the leg, Mr. Didas had proclaimed that this captain needs medical assistance. And so I'd like to know, what do you have to say for yourself?
Mr. Didas is dead. We have records of his death, however we do have his bots still running around. But the man or machine you know as Didas has been taken care of. If you want to see the body, he was killed on a mission and expedition defending Avalon assets.
I do have the video if you so wish just to witness it.
I do not think this makes Shimetsu innocent of this crime. Somebody will have to pay for this.
Man's already dead defending Avalon assets. I think he paid his worth.
Yes, but also the motive of this person went with him as well. How do we not know this is not some kind of cover-up?
Is this not to Avalon's discretion? They are able to make their own decision, not give.
Indeed.
If you wish to see video evidence from down there, not just from retrospective, you can look at any videos that you see fit. So I believe Miss Alice was there as well. You can ask her. She might have seen the body upon leaving.
Indeed. I would ask two things in reparation for this act. One is that I want a more thorough investigation and a guarantee that such acts will not be done against Avalon again in the future, that you will control your bots, so to speak. And the second is that I wish...
Allow me to speak on that part.
Indeed.
Didas Umbrella at the time was compromised. If you look through KR1's records, you will see that he has records of a virus being inside of him. The virus was then removed from one of our personnel known as Runa. At the time, Didas was not himself, and he did not wish to inflict harm on your guard. In the video, it also shows him going back to the people that he hurt, at least not killed, and taking them back to Avalon for treatment, as well as attempting to apologize.
Right. So you claim that Mr. Didas is currently dead?
From our records and video recordings, the man known as Didas is KIA.
How long ago do you claim this was to be?
Say again?
That's just a video.
How long ago did you claim that this happened?
Yesterday, correct?
On the mission to protect the asset, getting up here to the city.
Right. Very well. I've already listed one of the reparations I wished, and the second would be either a financial deposit for the reparation of this guard captain, or a replacement of a equally leveled, skilled individual to take his place.
So you want enough finances to replace one guard captain?
Perhaps.
Easy enough.
I would also like, if Avalon does not have anything, to question why Shimetsu has let two synthetic, or robotic, no offense, I don't exactly know what you are, down into the Undercity to make their own jurisdiction and to make their own calls without any supervision.
We are
I've been wondering the same thing.
Ma'am.
So you are allowed to make decisions?
The head of security for Shimetsu never died.
Was the head of security of Shimetsu died at some point?
That was the story we told the slummers. Until slummers started spewing my name around the Undercity.
So I assume this is a Mr. Craver we are talking to then.
Indeed.
In oil and steel.
Right, which review what you said when you executed my guard? Blood for blood? I don't think there was a whole lot of Shimetsu blood spilled that day.
I thought we already moved past this.
We did.
Your reformations.
And I think, unless any other corporations want to bring up any other actions specifically with
There
or
is
against Shimetsu,
one last thing that I would like to bring up. I forget the exact amount of days it has been, but when Mr. Elwyn was taken into custody, you had come into the clinic, and without proper protocol or asking or checking the state of the individual, had picked up Mr. Elwyn, who was critically injured, and was on death's door, so to speak, and had slammed him against a wall and dropped him to the floor. This had nearly killed him on the spot. These actions were undue and without proper jurisdiction.
I did not realize corporates care so much about aiding terrorists or people who aid terrorists.
do you have evidence that this was somebody who associated a terrorist?
While I was trying to extract O'Hare, and he has evidence as well, he was the same person who fired upon us.
And how do you have evidence that this O'Hare is alive and going around?
We do.
I do. Do you mind if I plug into the hologram display here and present some video evidence? Jackin. In this video, you will see the one that you saw last night change into somebody else, and you'll see mostly a camera that O'Hare or that the fox that you saw changed into whatever that girl's name was called, the drug dealer from the Undercity.
Where was this, out of care, where was this located?
It would be near the icy part, the water district. I think.
Okay.
As you can see, it's just physical evidence of its being O'Hare.
That is not good enough video evidence. I know plenty of people that are able to shape themselves with magic. Unless you can prove that's O'Hare biologically or with any other footage, I'm not convinced.
That is a fair point.
Convinced? Then call Mr. Ludovic. That's all the evidence you'll need.
I will also tell you the time
This can be arranged.
she did have a bomb in her arm. If she removed it, you'll see that in the video, you'll see that one of her arms is gone. On her model, but one of her arms is gone. That is byproduct of what we did. I used to put a tracker in her.
So wait.
That Avalon can attest to.
But wait,
The
wait,
idea
1 second.
that I just did mention.
So you say that you put a bomb in the shapeshifter's arm, correct?
And
So you, when
so
did
she
this
cannot
happen?
remove it.
When did this happen?
Basically.
To make it clear, steering more clear. Trident had interest in Miss O'Hare after Valkyrie or one of Valkyrie's personnel had lied to us stating that we were all there, that she was executed. If we do not remember that meeting. They, of course, lied to us. We, in Trident, mainly Trident, had found out that Miss O'Hare was still alive and they wanted to use her as an asset. To what ends, I do not know. They never disclosed that information to us business partners. However,
And they didn't disclose it to the rest of the corporations if this is a known terrorist.
They did not.
What you're saying is quite, dangerous, so I would be careful.
We have the utmost faith that Trident was able to track and maintain their asset, and at some point they were going to go clean with the rest of the corporations. However, they asked us to stay silent as a business contract.
But you withheld important and valuable information of a known shapeshifter terrorist from the rest of the corporations.
Was I going to break a contract?
Contract or no, you know what is a law.
This issue wouldn't have started if Valkyrie wouldn't have murdered their terrorists already.
Is there
This
a
is
law
true, but
against
this was-
gossiping? I
Gossiping.
do not believe there is.
This is a known terrorist that is wanted by not just Shimetsu and Trident, but also by Geb. And I'm also pretty sure Masaru wanted them as well. And Avalon.
If you're looking
Indeed.
to blame somebody, it is not us. It would be Trident for trying to keep us quiet about it. We're merely trying to keep good relations with Trident. If you understand that.
This is
You're
understandable.
pointing the finger everywhere else, but you're still culpable.
Because here's the problem
You
with
still
saying
chose
this
to
person
be
is a
silent.
shapeshifter. Because you can, and this happened, and I would assume, since there was also another person I know that worked in Trident that also had a bomb in their arm that I was told of, a Miss Annabella, was this indeed the same person?
From what Mr. Ludovic had told us, he was harboring this known traitor for some time. Of course, not to Shimetsu's knowledge. We found out later in the fact. But, and I quote, he had the situation under control. And as such, for the situation not being under control, the events of yesterday transpired.
But I also will say this, because it doesn't look quite good on Sumetsu when they start going around. Remember in this footage, and I'll swipe back, that this person right here that had opened fire on you said that they were shooting at civilians. You have to make this clear that if you're going to go after these people, alright, that one, you provide evidence so other corporations don't just see you. Not only that, but what prevents from you guys from saying there's a shapeshifter in your corporation? Let's say Alice over here is a shapeshifter, and then you guys go in and just shoot up the place and take Alice without ever confronting Sloan about this situation. You see how easy it is to point
Because-
fingers at somebody.
If I may,
This also is not the first time. I apologize for interrupting. They've taken a personnel and done what you wanted. Do you remember the councilwoman for the Undercity, Vale?
Oh, I do. Upper Court wanted things done with her. Orders I was not privy to their extent.
And that's a problem. For us, just for us.
And we'll have to hash that out.
She was killed under your people's watch.
An order I never gave, but was executed. Again, we will work this out.
Miss Valentine,
thank you. I believe we're getting off the original point that Agent Sloan brought up. What does this have to do with the man that you took from the clinic?
Ah, yes, about that. See him checking again. And a video pops up when you see Didas just walking up the ramp. And as he glances towards what looks like someone wounded, he does not engage at all. And suddenly, they open fire on him. This would be Theo's character. As well as a little red Oni helping drag them away. As you can see, this is a clearly unprovoked incident on Shimetsu's part. They're the ones that
It seems that
fire
this-
on us.
Seems this individual has
have-
opened fire on.
we also do have video evidence in parts of the Undercity of you just attacking civilians. There's no evidence proving that he was just defending himself or friends that had been attacked. Your people
believe
have
that
gone
Mrs.
through and
White knows.
attacked.
Not aware of the data race running around that Shimetsu is currently dealing with that compromises synthetic
Are you fucking kidding me? It's still going on? This is still happening.
Indeed. This has been a long-term project that both Traverse and Avalon have been working on, and have been making good progress, that have recently brought Shometsu into.
I do believe I also touched on the subject earlier about what happened to Mr. Dias. About how he was compromised in the issues taken care of. He did go back to try to apologize. Some were more accepting than others.
So you're saying that this Aruna you mentioned earlier was the one that hacked into this person's systems and corrupted them, which led them to make these actions?
Very opposite. It was the database that planted the virus. And it was Runa to get rid of it.
So, from what I understand is that Shometsu is not able to control their synthetic and robotics from this data wraith, and that at any moment they can just snap and start killing people.
Nor is Traverse or Avalon. If I remember correctly, we got sold off.
And that is something that perhaps here in the boardroom we will need to come to a decision on.
And that is why we've been keeping the Beowulfs out of reach of this virus. We haven't been using them for this exact reason.
Lord Croak,
We
do you have
seem
something to add?
By all means.
If there is a data wraith issue, why do we have synthetics with the commons? You know how important our public relations are. If these slummers that live in our filth are to turn against us once more, the countless million vermin that will swarm these streets is unimaginable.
Indeed.
I understand that you were compromised, or whichever synthetic was within the Undercity. But this should be something Shometsu would have accounted for. Are you telling me that one of the corporations responsible for security here on Heliod is so unwise in their judgment?
We are currently taking means to reprimand that. The one I mentioned earlier, Bruna, is currently working on a way to fix this issue. As of one of the last requests from Dias.
I want to make apparent that it's not just synthetics that can get corrupted. It is our armor, communications, weapons. So if you were to reprimand synthetics from being active, then we'd have to strip everyone's armor in this damn room.
True,
I know
but
the
nothing is
population
more
ain't gonna agree
dangerous
with
than
that.
your synthetics.
What's more dangerous than a trained soldier with a rifle? Or a synthetic with a rifle? They're deadly either way.
In this scenario,
Perhaps.
you're looking a little more dangerous. And a little more compromisable.
And if anyone can
Perhaps
take
instead we
action,
shouldn't have Shometsu on this instead of
Galactic
Valkyrie.
is speaking.
If we may return back to what Traverse was saying before, all of this has been noted. Traverse, please.
Well, beyond that, I do believe we're getting off the points. We're missing the point here. The problem here is that Shometsu has consistently and continuously overstepped their bounds by doing whatever the hell they want in other corporates' business. Yes, you had every right to request that that individual be brought into your custody, but instead of bringing that damning evidence to Agent Sloan or any Avalon personnel, you just walked in and took him by force. That is completely unacceptable.
You are single-handedly ousting us when Yen Valkyrie had a terrorist running around. Avalon has committed countless war crimes in different parts of this city. I'm sure the other corporations have done their own
Sir?
parts.
Hold on. I don't think the woman was done talking. I'd like for her to finish before you continue to point fingers. We were on the issue of you, not Valkyrie. Go on, Miss Valentine.
Oof.
Thank you, Governor. The problem is that you all consistently overstep your bounds. You have proven that you have no restraint in your business. And I I do not believe that any thought was put into much of these actions. When you killed those guards, I don't believe that it was... Maybe you responded defensively at first, but executing that one, I can fully believe that it was just bloodlust. I personally have been threatened bodily by Shimetsu. By you. And I was in that meeting, I was brought there by you. I don't know what we can do about this, but Shimetsu is running wild.
I do believe that
unacceptable.
most of these problems are with a single individual in the entire corporation. I'm not correct in that
And we
assumption.
will address them. We will address this issue, though perhaps Galactic Council has a very limited time, and this is something that we can handle without Galactic Council.
Indeed. So, for that reason, there are 2 points that I would like to touch on. The first being that the reason that Mr. Elwyn was a more special case is because he is a prominent member of the Wyverns. They have expressed interest previously that when their members are accused of such acts... Indeed.
Just for a slight minute. I would ask, one, Mr. Phil, what you will be doing with these actions that have been stated. What is your recourse for all this?
Is he saying words? I can't remember if he had.
One moment. You, guard, come over here. You, big one.
Yes, boss?
Deactivate him. Shut him down, low power mode. Have someone come in and drag him out. I will not allow you to keep harming our reputation and our honor. You are to be expelled from this meeting room immediately. No, not other way around, dumbass.
He's down, boss.
Yep. Sounds like you and I have a lot of talking to do about the last few weeks I've missed, but we can get to that some other time. I suppose you require more in terms of reparations.
I will leave this up to Shimetsu to decide. I do not act the executioner for another corporation.
As I am out of the loop, I would like to be informed
Actually,
by an outside
I
party
must interrupt
how we
again.
can continue this dialogue.
The rest of this shall be handled by the Galactic Board. All other further choices and decisions on this matter shall be handled by us. I would ask you all continue your businesses as usual. Any internal transactions are to be suspended for the foreseeable future until this matter is fixed. Now, I do believe that is all we have time for currently.
May I make one final statement?
Of course.
Disregarding everything that's been laid out on the table. After much research, much digging, this isn't a mafia situation going down in the Undercity. By my intel, by what I've picked up, and what my men have told me, we are dealing with Shadow Wyverns. I know many people here have probably had to deal with them in the past. As I hear, it is not the first time that they've been present. So, for those who don't know, the War of Unification, they would tear down hospitals entirely to kill one person inside. They would send their men in and slaughter them by the thousands to make a point against one governor. They'll do it all again. They would bring down the Undercity just to kill one corporate asset. So my suggestion, as people have not been going missing as of late, we do our best to investigate the situations, get more intel, and decide what to do about it, slowly and quietly. It is a war, and it's a war we're gonna have to go about through smartly, wisely, and without making rash, dumb decisions. Is that something we can all agree with?
Gab is in agreement.
Indeed.
Valkyrie approves. Shimetsu agrees.
Alright then, I do not believe we need the Galactic Council present for any further meeting stuff, as they are quite busy.
Indeed. We will be reviewing this footage for the foreseeable future, and we'll do as we see fit. By all means, continue along your day, gentlemen, ladies as well. We will be in touch.
Wonderful.
Mr. Aspen, if you could.
Right, before anyone leaves, I need all guards to exit the room. We will be going one corporation at a time to prevent any casualties or any backstabbings.
Be dismissed.
Alright, guards, exit.
Did we want to before corporate heads head out, did we want to handle any other situations while we're all still here? I understand that Galactic
I
is
got
not
work to
present here,
do.
but that does not...
Unfortunately,
sorry,
I have
yeah.
things to get
Mr.
done.
Augustine, you'll be the first one.
For the rest of us here, especially with this shapeshifter, that I think we're all really touchy about.
I do believe that matter could use a bit of discussion.
I do think so.
Shimetsu has
And
already gone ahead and deployed bioscanners within the row to find this suspect.
Avalon has also already done so in the past.
If we are to handle the situation in the Undercity, we must remove the most immediate threat to our front door. This terrorist.
there is one concern that Geb has, is that we are going after a pawn in a game of chess. Yes, we might find this shapeshifter, but from information that we have learned that has been told to us in private conversations with Elias, this is not something that Lord Croak here probably was informed of, but we were given a good amount of history on this person. I think, in particular, Conrad has information on them, but it is a Project Phobos, and they are pretty much a genetic soldier or a shapeshifter. Of course, there's something odd about them, but in particular, they had a code word. Oh, come on, they're mess. Yeah, okay, we will head out one at a time then. That's what I told my guard, but we can continue our conversation at another corporation's HQ, because I think we all have a lot to talk about, and we're not quite done yet. So, if anyone
Very
wants
well.
to talk about this issue, I will be at Geb.
May I ask if our public representative may be present?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Thank you. Good day, gentlemen.
Indeed. Thank you for your time. Well, quite a day.
Fine. Do you mind if I went first?
Go right ahead.
Thank you.
Sorry. Sloan, come here. I forgot what is yours.
You're standing in the fucking elevator, dude.
Which one of these is yours?
The knife and the Valkyrie pistol.
Alright, there's that. And then here's your knife.
Thank you.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
There it is.
So this is your decommissioned friend. Here we go.
Good enough.
Alright, Mr. Sloan, when you're ready, you may go.
Did you get the codes I
Well,
asked for?
to the clinic.
Thank you.
Oh, I don't know if I trust those robots.
Anything to report?
Nope, dead silent. Entire time.
Good. We'll see how productive that meeting will be in the future.
I need something.
Ah, alrighty.
Of course, one moment.
Hopefully something good
Agent
comes of
Sloan,
it.
Indeed.
would you like to talk now or later?
I believe we have time.
Sloan, unless you need something urgently, I'll be making my way back to the upper city.
Oh no,
Very well.
I was just asking if that
Ensure that there's another guard on post.
I'll try to send someone my way, your way.
Indeed.
Agent Sloan, I'll be back momentarily. I have to deal with something.
I see.
I apologize. Sorry, just yesterday.
Oh, in fact, there's your, I think that's your viewer.
Well.
You might actually be
Hello.
in a bit.
Well,
We were able to touch on certain matters. I'm not sure what's going to come of things, but supposedly Shometsu will be not overstepping their bounds from now on.
that's good to hear. Now, whether they listen to that is another thing entirely, but we'll wait and see for that.
Indeed. And supposedly, by their word, Mr. Ditus died yesterday.
What?
Indeed. I'm not sure how much I would believe that claim, as he had said that his mind was completely digital.
Yeah, indeed. That's quite something.
I would highly doubt that an individual of his skill level would not make a backup.
I was on the balcony at the beginning of the night up here, and I looked down and saw Craver, and I thought I saw a robot that looked similar to Titus. Unless it's another general unit. Can't be sure, but I mean, I guess there's not only one of a kind, but...
Indeed. There is
One the
a
other
smaller
night at
bot
the,
that has been
Mid City.
accompanying Mr. Craver.
Let me see. Very well. I'll believe for now, but I'm skeptical.
Indeed.
I'll be keeping an eye out.
Another matter touched on is that Miss O'Hare will be pursued more aggressively. And so I would like the older
Alright.
scans of her biosignature to be brought up and scanners to be handed out. IDs checked, the same rigmarole we have went through before.
Same as before. Got it.
Indeed. I also feel that we should speak with the
acting up again.
Wyverns.
Very well.
And yes, Miss O'Hare has broken free of whatever bonds that she previously had.
Out of the frying pan into the fire, they say. Right back into it.
Indeed.
Well, at least we can worry about rogue tanks running around, blowing shit up. That's
Indeed.
one nice worry off our chest. Now I have to worry about someone that can look like anybody that can throw a bomb at you. Just as bad. At least you can see them
Precisely.
coming, I guess. Or hear them. They make a hell of a racket when they walk.
Indeed. Something that I wish to, touch up upon is that I've heard that our package heading to the Epicity yesterday was intercepted.
Indeed.
Were you present for this event?
Yes. They took down a Beowulf, another Symmetru stealth model, and a whole platoon of our guards, highly trained assault rifles. They steamrolled everyone.
Indeed.
And the mech went, I guess you could say, nuclear.
Supposedly, from that
Not a
meeting,
pretty sight.
that was Mr. Ditus.
Was it?
He claimed that he had died yesterday whilst protecting Avalon assets.
I thought it was just a general bot. Didn't know it was the real deal.
Again, we'll see how
I guess something good
true
came out of
that
it.
was in the future.
Indeed.
But for the individuals
Kinda
that have
ironic, though, if that was the truth.
absolutely. But for the individuals that did break out Mr. Elwyn, I highly suspect that they are the Wyverns themselves.
There's a possibility. It would make
As
sense.
unless there is some bigger plans happening, which I highly doubt with an individual of his level, there's no one else that would want Mr. Elwyn to be free.
Yeah, you got it there.
No other corporation
Can't
has a
imagine him
present
doing
interest as
friends.
far as I'm aware. I don't believe either of our sovereign friends have taken interest or even know he exists, and I highly doubt that Mr. Nowhere would take interest.
Hmm.
But that is a discussion for the future.
Indeed. So I assume we had business with Traverse?
Indeed, there will be. I've heard some
Mhm.
concerning
Oh,
things
I've
from
heard
Mr.
that
Tillman.
Ivor has passed.
Come again.
Ivor has passed away. I was just informed by Ash.
How?
Mr. Nowhere, apparently. As far as I'm aware. And it seems that the chip in Ash's brain transferred most of the military secrets from Ivor's brain into Ash's. So he knows all the ship stuff and
That would make sense.
secret things. He's like a straight up, just a backup. Almost like a backup drive, only it's alive.
That is what we were told previously.
Bizarre, but very thorough.
I would guess that this chip most likely has some sort of connection to the Personifix chips.
Yeah, that could be possible. Something along the same avenue, anyway.
Indeed. Well, before Mr. Tillman's passing, apparently, he had the ability to enter the grove.
Really? I wasn't aware.
Indeed. Not only that, but he was apparently spoken to by the grove spirit itself.
Odd for them to befriend the corpse so easily.
Absolutely. The message that they told that they related to me is that the spirits are very upset with corporate actions in the Undercity at that time, which I believe have already been started to be remedied by Shimetsu pulling out. But
Yeah, that's probably
regardless,
part of it for sure.
I believe that we should be more careful in our proceedings in the future.
Yeah, unless he wants more exploding spirits. That
Indeed.
Was, something else.
It's a very concerning thing that it was Mr. Nowhere that had supposedly done the deed.
That's what I'm hearing anyway. Makes the most sense. What I've heard, I think he was collecting spirits or some shit like that.
Indeed. Clearly has an interest in magical matters.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Also be careful, some kind of nutcase running around. Has a confetti gun.
Is there a description?
Wearing like black and purple, and he's looking for mages to teach them how to be better mages.
Do
I
they
think
work
he's
for
on drugs.
Masaru?
He said he's looking for mages from Masaru, but I've never seen him.
Right.
Unless it's some bullshit cover-up. He seems far out in left field to me. I don't think he's in the stadium even.
I agree.
I didn't even catch his name.
Well, in any
So,
event,
very high energy, very jittery.
there are two matters that I would like to start on today. The first being that I would like Miss O'Hare's specimen to be studied. The sample.
Very well.
I want to find out more about its makeup and figure out how it works.
Alright.
Additionally, I would wish the same with Miss Ayla's sample.
Very well. That I can do. I'll get on that actually.
Oh boy. Hello, hello, hello. Good gravy, that was a long meeting. And I think I'm going to grab a drink real quick. Oh boy. Stay hydrated. Alrighty. So we got those two projects being tackled. We need to talk to the wyverns. Need to talk to Ash. And Augustine. Alrighty. Let's take a stroll and see what we can find.
Anyway, this has been an interesting conversation. It's nice to be able to talk to someone about this kind of stuff because it's
That's not good.
really interesting. It's really interesting stuff. It's nice to meet you, Miranda. And maybe if I might get in touch with you sometime. I feel like if I'm working on a story, I feel like your expertise could come in really handy. Did you hear that gunfire, Sloan?
Indeed, I did. It could be the arena.
Yeah, it's probably everyone's shooting up the arena today, apparently. But I mean, hopefully they don't bring assault rifles down there.
Indeed.
Also sounded quite reckless. Anything you wanted to talk to about the anything on board related? I'm kind of grabbing people and figuring out the situation.
I feel like the conversation with Valkyrie should be held.
Oh, between us three? I'll see if I can't find Croak then. You want to try looking for them?
Perhaps.
But,
If Trident could be here today, I believe that would also benefit us.
they're not, unfortunately, so... Did you know? We can talk about what we about...
Hello.
Yeah, everything's actually pretty good.
You have one big eye.
That's good.
I like you.
I'm sorry, what? Huh?
You have one big eye. I like you.
Okay.
You want me to open up for a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. We might even be...
kind of.
I mean, you're probably on the job, you probably don't want to do
Kind
it,
of.
but...
Oh,
I mean, and you
kind
want to
of
go...
one eye. Okay.
So you want to go for a walk and see if we can't find Croak?
Okay.
They're probably up
One
in the
of us.
arena, actually.
Right.
Yeah, like
Perhaps,
What's your
though
name?
there is actually something I need to tend to at the clinic.
Oh, go ahead then.
Joseph.
Oh, hi, Joseph. I'm on the way of Lasting College, destined to see life beyond.
Indeed.
Okay.
You can call me
We
Bob.
got a date. Can you let him know I'm waiting on him?
I should be with...
Right.
Yeah.
Very well.
Okay, cool. Sounds cool.
Respectfully.
Hi. Yep.
I'm right here. Hello.
Miss Harper,
I heard gunshots. Everything good?
I assume it to be the arena. Have you set up a date with Mr. Fritz?
Excuse me?
That's what he's taking it as. He wanted to buy me a drink. I got tired of pestering, so I said yes.
I see. I believe that might have been a description given of one of Miss O'Hare's, aliases. Could be wrong. Remember the hearing blonde hair.
Worth looking at.
But in any event, I certainly understand.
Yeah, I won't talk about the results here, but didn't get much, but some. I'll save that for when we're back at the lab at some point.
Indeed.
I think I'll go knock out the Fritz thing, quick 5 or 10 minute thing. Oh,
Very well. Whoa.
alrighty. I'll go. Yeah. Here we go.
Good luck. Hmm. All right. Well, seems like there's not too much we can do in the office itself today. And there's the couple I need to speak to.
Okay, well.
Just kidding, I'm going this way!
Yeah. No, I've got something I gotta go do, but I'll gladly go get something to eat in a bit.
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing today?
Very well.
That's good to hear.
There's something amiss with Miss Ayla.
I'm not sure. Pretty flighty today. I need to go talk to her, see what she's doing.
You want his name?
I think, empty
Sloan?
here.
Indeed.
There's a group of people saying that they're
Thank you.
They're wearing hazmat suits. They can't get in.
Right. Well.
I dropped my broom. It's really weird that you can't
How
grab
could
it.
you
but-
drop
okay,
your
no, you can.
broom?
I'm sorry. I've got
Gentlemen?
slippery fingers in my gloves.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
We're here to clean the place. We hear that you've had bug issues and there's been concern about contamination. So we're here to clean. Do a nice
Yes,
deep
very
clean.
dirty.
Can I see some ID, please?
Absolutely. Now, pardon me here. Here you go. My name is Helga. I am from Geb.
Would it actually check out?
Yes.
I see. And who called you?
Oh, thank you. Oh, we were just notified by our boss. It just sort of came in that we were to clean this place.
I see. And why is it that you've come to clean
That's all
during
right.
open hours?
Open hours? Oh, sorry, I thought it was closed.
The door is shut, but it is still operational.
Oh, well, I hope you don't mind. It's best that we get in there and get started sooner rather than later.
Now than never.
You don't want an infection breaking out. It'd be very bad. No.
Indeed.
Will be good, yes.
Indeed.
Right. Well, you can certainly be let in, but you will need supervision.
Sure, that's fine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Can clean.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Let us do our job.
Please contact an
Okay.
Avalon guard to accompany you.
Oh. Do you have an Avalon guard available? I don't think there's one.
Perhaps not.
Perhaps not. Oh. Is there any personnel inside of there that can watch us while we do this?
Not at the moment. I'm afraid I'm a busy man and I can't sit there and wait for you to clean.
Oh dear.
I believe it would
Okay.
be best if we reschedule this.
All right. Well, that's a bummer. Okay, well, we'll come back another day. Thank you.
Indeed.
What was your name again?
Sloan.
Good to meet you, indeed. Oh, good to meet you, Sloan. Hello. Hi there, we're here to clean the place, but it seems like now isn't the best of times.
Did you contact exterminators?
Yeah.
It could be about the acid bug thing, where we had acid bugs being studied inside, I assume.
That's exactly it. We're worried about contamination.
Also, we do have a expedition team going out later tonight. They could be preparing some stuff as well.
I see. Well, if they were studied, I'm sure they were properly cleaned afterwards, were they not?
To the best of our ability, but some of the stuff we can't get to, we need, I suppose, experts to do.
Very well. Has your prior meeting been cleared up?
It's better safe than sorry. Yeah.
It's alright. I understand. So, yeah, I'll see you around. Thanks, Hazmat douchebag, for ruining my date. Have a good one.
What?
That was
What I do?
We didn't do
What
it.
What I do?
Masters of timing, it would
Is
seem.
that one of yours? He was green, so I assumed he's Avalon.
Well, I would like you to watch over them whilst they clean.
Oh, so we can go. Oh, this is great news. Oh,
Yes. Pardon?
wow.
Indeed.
Wow, lucky us. Didn't
Do be
actually
aware,
take
gentlemen.
work. Sweet. Oh, yeah?
Do be aware that you are being recorded whilst inside, and if you do anything other than what you've been paid to do, there will be repercussions.
Of course. No problem. All right. If you could lead us to the place where those bugs were being investigated, and we'll just give it a once over.
Do you reckon we can get access to the video and have like a compilation video where it like speeds over?
Well,
Hi, Spirit.
what is that? Can I help you?
No, I'm just running around. Have fun.
Hi.
Hello there.
What's your name?
You can call me Sloan. And who are you?
Hi, Sloan. I'm Ocean Grey Wave, destined to see life beyond the shore. I mean, Ocean Grey Wave of lust and courage, destined to see life beyond the shore. I'm sorry, I have a lot.
Right.
I'm feeling a lot, man.
Can I call you Ocean?
Ocean or Bob, if you want.
Right, we'll go with Bob.
Yeah, Bob. Everyone calls me Bob, except the Jackie, you know? Jackie's fine, it's good, yeah. Like calling me with my real name.
I see. What brings you
What
here?
you doing? I don't know.
Were you born here?
No, I fell.
Fell
I
from
guess.
where?
From a dream. Yeah.
I see.
Oh. Oh no, you're breaking too, okay.
Well, I see.
What
It's
you doing?
quite the story.
Thank you, thank you. Did you, like, lose your eye?
Yes.
Was it painful?
Very.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
How did you lose it?
I'd rather not get into it if that's all right.
Okay, okay. What you doing?
Enjoying a bit of sightseeing.
What are you sightseeing? Except for the light. They kind of burn in my eyes, yes.
Indeed, they can be quite blinding.
Oh god, if they burn my eyes, and you only have one, oh, damn it. That must be rough. I'm sorry.
Indeed.
You look happy though. Yeah, you kind of have like this smile.
Indeed. There have been rougher times in life.
I like your beard, by the way. What are you?
All right.
Oh, what do you mean? Who's Avalon? Oh,
We need to have an important chat.
Oh, he's Avalon.
Very well. How would you like to have it?
Your clinic. An incident has occurred.
I see. Right this way. Though I will give you the heads up that the clinic is currently being cleaned by a Geb team at the moment. Though they're most likely operating downstairs.
I'm going to send you this video footage from my optics that occurred earlier in the Shimetsu headquarters. It has been sent. In the footage, you will see KR1, Phil, Kaneko's bot that was in the meeting, and their new PR agent. Through KR1's optics, there are two Phils. The one that Kaneko on the other side of the room is ordering KR1 to detain the other Phil, the real Phil. At some point, Kaneko's bot disappears, and the quote-unquote fake Phil takes out his big fuck-off gun and blasts a random hole through the wall, and the other bot appears, Kaneko's bot, to which then the actual Phil gives the order to tell the other corporations what has occurred. It seems as if there is some form of eternal affairs occurring in Shimetsu. And possibly the person I had deemed dead is not dead. The only person who has ever worked on me is one Mr. Dice. And this has me pissed.
I can certainly see why.
I was ordered to unsanctionally unlawfully detain my head on this planet by a man who has no certification to do so. I am making aware that if Dice is to be found, to bring him to Shimetsu. This is eternal affairs and we must deal with it as such.
I see. And so this,
I ask of you to not trust him.
Absolutely. And so this bot that was in the meeting that was deactivated was in fact Mr. Dices?
That I do not know if it was or was not him. However, these bots are of his make. I do not currently know if he is there or somewhere else remotely controlling.
I see.
This I am not privy to. However, the only person to ever have worked on me and know my ins and outs is, of course, Mr. Dice. So my suspicions are high.
Indeed. I, in fact, was suspicious of the fact that he was properly dead, because in the past he has told me that his mind was cybernetic, or digital, rather. And so, I would very distrusting of the fact that someone of his caliber would not make a backup of his mind.
I want to make it very apparent that Shimetsu is on the warpath to make reprimands with the rest of the corporations due to my actions. Mr. Phil has made that very prominent, that our honor be restored. This is the first step that we ask to sincerely do not trust this potential threat within Shimetsu. And anything he does against the other corporations is not reflecting upon Shimetsu as a whole, if he is the culprit.
I see. Well, with this information, Mr. Dices will be immediately pulled out of the Data Wraith program that he was a partner in. If you see Dr. Valentine, could you please point them in this direction?
Very well. I do want to recommend and state that he is a very dangerous and powerful man.
Absolutely.
And if he has control over my systems, well, it won't end pretty.
Indeed. Is there...
Please alarm the other corporations of this potential threat.
That I
They're
will.
all transparent.
Is there no way for you to undo the upgrade that you have made?
to go back to human? No way. It is irreversible, for what I've been told.
I see.
However, if there's a way to shut him out of my system, then perhaps. I do not know.
Very well.
But again, if Mr. Dias is the culprit, and if he is the one tampering with me, then he will pay the ultimate price.
Absolutely. So, in the future, if you wished it, myself and Dr. Valentine are both skilled with, decking matters. In fact, Dr. Valentine is an AI specialist, and perhaps could help in this issue.
Tensions are high between the corporations, and we are all doing our best to reprimand that and fix the issues that we have caused. To put such faith in a corporation I outed during the meeting, that's awfully daring and kind of you to offer.
Indeed. Though this is tense times, these cyber-wraith issues are exceedingly dangerous and pose one of the greatest threats to the corporations at the moment. And so any steps that can be taken to help further that field are certainly worth it.
I will consider this offer, but I believe that if a Shimetsu bot is to be worked on, Shimetsu itself wishes to do it.
Certainly.
I will not take any more of your time. Please warn the other corporations, and particularly, this is an internal affair, and to keep mindful.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Ah, lost a coin.
Oh, hi, I kind of slept in, sorry. Last few days have been a bit, stressful.
Indeed, for many. Do you know if Miss Harper is still in the clinic?
Oh no, they went to get noodles, I believe.
I see.
I just heard gunfire down there. I'm not sure if it's anywhere else, but
It could be the arena.
it could be. Just felt
But
felt
yes.
a bit close.
I'll certainly bear that in mind.
I might go out and just a bit of walk around.
I'll be doing the same. Remember, if you need to get in contact, radio channel 25.
Alright, 95.
Nothing that I heard.
I didn't hear any shooting.
Whoa! Hello!
Good evening.
How are you today, Mr. Sloan?
Could be better.
Alright, you guys have a nice day. See you around.
Hi!
Of course. Well.
Oh yes, hello, Rin.
We're on our way to work.
You're both members of the Wyverns, correct?
Go in there and get the book out and all that, and then we can
Yeah.
So if you want to get on that, I'll get.
Who is the commanding officer in this region?
Contact me. All right.
That's an interesting question, actually.
Yeah. I'm left out of the loop.
Yeah, we're not really. I don't know. We're kind of low ranking. I don't even know to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I see. And what about Mr. Falcone? Well, in any event, I believe a discussion needs to be held between Avalon and the forces of the Wyverns. I believe Mr. Falcone could be a good communicator on this aspect. So if you could, next time you see him, please point him in Avalon's direction.
Yeah, they probably know more than I do, so it's probably your better
I know
choice, yeah.
he has been trying to talk to you for like 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
So I will let him know that you are looking.
That would be greatly appreciated.
Hey, no problem. Well, if there's anything else, we're just gonna go open up the convenience store for a little bit.
Certainly. Go right ahead. Miss Runa,
All right, thank you.
would you perhaps have a moment to talk?
Sorry, my Discord is. Sorry, my VR chat is.
I always forget that it does that. Sorry, I was coming out here
I'm
to be like nice and
going to
friendly.
help with something, but sure. What do you have? What do you need?
Well, if there's something more pressing, we can do this another time.
Oh no, it's nothing important. I was just helping a friend. What is it?
Hello.
Well, it would be more of a private conversation.
Can I speak to my friend first, and I'll come back?
Absolutely. Like I said, if there are more pressing things, please go take care of them.
I'll keep that in mind. Maybe I'll have him sign my nose. Oh, for fuck's sake. Hey there.
Hello again, Mr. Maroon.
How long do you think this?
Hello. Okay.
How long do you think this will take?
We were shooting up there.
Unsure, though most likely no longer than 10 minutes.
Can we keep it around 5? Or it's fine. Never mind. Lead the way wherever you'd like to go.
Very well. To the clinic. After you. This shouldn't be long.
Oh. Fiddlesticks, they closed it. Well, I guess we wait here, huh?
Well, we shouldn't be long.
Oh, I'm in Whisper, by the way, just so you know.
Indeed, as am I.
Is everything alright?
Well, I've heard that recently you've become very involved with a Mr. Ditus. Is this correct?
What have they told you?
Well, I suppose I can preface this conversation by saying that, and this will stay between the two of us. Mr. Ditus is currently accused of, very strong charges. Needless to say, perhaps Shometsu wants him dead.
Interesting.
I was told in a very important meeting that you had helped to pull Mr. Ditus out of a stupor that had had him killing friendlies. Is this correct?
I was tasked with repairing him, yes. But he was resisting me. I don't know if it will happen again. I could only do what I thought I could do at the time. Unfortunately, I don't know if that's enough.
Absolutely.
The best at it.
If you're worried that I'm trying to get you to work on him again in the future, that is not the case. At the moment, there is investigations going around, and I simply wish to know all that you know about Mr. Ditus.
Wish to know what I know. Well, is there anything specific that you're looking for? I can tell you,
What has he been up to?
he has been I don't know how much much I can speak about Mr. Sloan.
If it is something that Mr. Ditis has told you to keep quiet about, I would highly encourage you to speak up, as I have also been speaking with Shometsu's head of security about this matter.
Well, he's been having me create a virus. One that destroys data. It mimics the thing that has been attacking recently, the data rate.
Indeed.
But it's post faster.
How successful is this virus?
I have not given it to anyone yet. It's not my best work. It's not something I really wanted to invest my time into.
Was there a functional prototype last week?
No.
Are you certain?
I finished developing it today. The prototype was developed today by me. It was requested to be worked on last week.
I see. Are there any other projects that he's been tasking you with?
No. But he wants me to... He kept saying it would be the end of the world if I didn't work on this project. And he gave me until today to finish it. I haven't seen him.
I see. Has the head of security been informed of this?
No, I was told to keep quiet. Even from other Shometsu.
Well, I believe it would be in both of our interests if you were to disclose this information to the head of security or to Mr. Phil.
I have tried to tell Mr. Phil. He never responded.
I see. Would you be willing to give a copy of all this research to me? I could give it to Mr. Phil.
Are you
Not of the virus itself, but of all the research notes and such along the way to get to the finished product.
I don't really record my research. I keep it up here. I can make a copy of notes for you if you wish. It is just a virus that destroys data faster than whatever it is he wanted it to be.
I see.
Or be, I suppose.
Do you believe that you could make a counter to this virus?
Yes, most definitely.
How long do you think it would take you?
If it was me just reversing my own virus, it would maybe a few days at most.
If I were to assist you on this matter, or perhaps pull in other Avalon technicians, could you do it faster?
I could do it within potentially a day or two, if I had assistance.
That would certainly be of interest to us, and I would be willing to pay you.
You don't have to pay me. It's my own predicament. It is a privilege. I know that I'm partially accountable for being the one who created it, so you don't have to worry about paying me, Mr. Sloan.
Very well. But I feel that this project should very much be tackled between the two of us. A counter to Mr. Ditis' plans needs to be put in place.
Understood. I'm just a little afraid.
I can certainly understand that. Mr. Ditis is a very dangerous individual. I would certainly try to play along as best as you can. Try and make him think that you're doing exactly as he wishes.
If anything, he might be coming to find me today, because it was supposed to be when the virus was done. Especially since I have the completed product.
If you are able to, please pull other Shometsu units that are not synthetic to that meeting.
How would I don't know how to contact Shometsu.
I can give you something. I can give you a radio and tune it to the channel. There is more to this situation that I would like to speak to you about, but I need you to understand that these are very, very discreet matters, and that if anyone comes to find these things or know about them that shouldn't, it could be disastrous. Are you willing to hear these things?
Yes, I am.
Good. This needs to stay between us. And please don't even inform Shometsu, if possible, that I have told you this. But it was... Indeed. It was Mr. Ditus that had helped to work on the head of security. And apparently,
I knew this.
he's also able to temporarily take control of him.
So you are aware. Okay. Yeah. I could see it when I was working on him. I didn't have a decking tool, so I used him. I used KR1 to deck into him. But there was something weird. I felt like I was seeing two different things at the same time. And it didn't line up. And that's why I don't feel confident in saying that I fixed Ditus. At all.
I see.
It was like he was feeding me information.
Perhaps let's move this to the back room in case.
Evan, just so you're aware, your whispering radio stuff is broken. I've been standing outside making sure people aren't just hanging around.
Thank you. Whispering, by the way. That was Leroy.
It's mine. Just making sure.
Try it again. Are you speaking? I
The
can't hear
whisper
you.
broken or is mine?
Mine's broken.
I'm gonna switch to talk then because if anybody's listening, we're in whisper because apparently you can't hear me when I'm whispering now.
Whispering, by the way. But,
Exactly. Whispering, by the way.
where were we?
Ditus was changing the information I was perceiving through the decking tool. It was strange. I could see that there was something wrong, but he also gave me red herring. It looked like a virus, but at the same time, it looked like data was being destroyed. The same thing that he's trying to get me to replicate.
I see. This is very concerning. But I do believe that with your work, we can certainly help put some things to right.
Understood, sir.
I've also heard that you've been wishing to be Avalon certified. Is this correct?
I'm getting the training from Dr. Harper, yes.
I see. And what is it that,
I've already paid for all my lessons and everything.
Certainly. What is it that calls you to this field?
I want to be useful to people. a bit ago, a couple weeks ago, I found a very injured man who was bleeding out in the streets, and they were afraid of going to Avalon. I told them that Dr. Harper's the best doctor that they can probably get, and I wouldn't mind covering the costs even for them if needs be, but they called me useless for not being able to help them or
I see.
be able to get them the resources that they needed, and I just...
Who was this individual?
I don't know their name.
Hmm. Well, that's certainly not ideal to hear. It is sad to hear that there are some that do not wish to be brought into the clinic.
That's why I wanted to become a medic. Well, not necessarily working for Avalon. I know I'm not good enough for that. But, being
Well,
able to help
why do you
people
say
is only
that?
just a little bit.
Private investigator up here in the road.
It's nice to meet you.
Because not everyone wants to be treated by an Avalon doctor.
Good to meet you as well. Shake your hand, yes.
I can certainly understand that. There are many in this world that don't seem to like corporations, to say the least. I can certainly understand some of that mentality.
Yeah. I wish
But
to be able to assist people where I can.
Absolutely.
A little while ago, I had some wounded people come over to the forge to take shelter from the firefights.
But on the other side of the matter,
I was hoping to buy some supplies here to gather a nice first aid kit.
without the corporation together, the advancements that we have made in the medical fields would never have reached the points to what they have today.
I completely understand, sir, but my prerogative is giving people a doctor that they can turn to when they don't feel like they can turn to Avalon.
Fight against Semetsu weaponry and fires, maybe. I don't actually know about the first
If you're
one. Just sort of
concerned
make an
about
assumption.
payment, I will likely continue buying supplies from Avalon, and if worse does come to worse, I'm not a great doctor, I'm only learning. I would still bring them to Alice if, or sorry, Dr. Harper if they required the attention.
I think I have an idea, if you're willing.
What is your suggestion then?
I propose that we make a contract that you will be allowed to be fully trained to the level of one of the best Avalon doctors around. But you will be able to operate outside of Avalon jurisdiction. In return, you will assist us in these decking matters. And perhaps every now and then, you will give a sort of payment dividend back to Avalon, just as a sign of appreciation for the training that we've given.
Depends on how much the dividend would be, but if I can cover it, then yes, I would be quite happy to help.
Certainly. I'd say, for fairness' sake, that it would be a percentage of the amount that you've made in your time helping others. Perhaps say... How does 20% sound for a starting number?
20% seems like quite a number. Usually deals are more 10 or 15. What the fuck was that? 10 or 15% of one's earnings.
I get like that when I'm working at the
I do have my own bills to pay, Mr. Sloan.
I certainly understand. But how about this as an alternative?
That's what comes me down.
Similar to everything prior, but a higher percentage dividend in return for prepaid medical equipment and supplies.
That does sound quite nice. What percentage were you thinking for that?
Perhaps 30. And in return, you'll receive top-of-the-line Avalon medical equipment and supplies that will be delivered on a monthly basis.
That I can do. I would be happy to agree to this contract, Mr. Sloan.
Wonderful. And of course, the help with the decking problems that have been going on will certainly be appreciated.
Of course. I'd be happy to help. It sounds like you have quite a crowd outside now.
Absolutely. Have you come to hear about the data wraith that has been making the rounds?
Let's stay inside.
The what? What? Oh, why do? The what?
The data wraith. Or cyber wraith, as some call
I've
it.
heard some things about it.
What have you heard?
Yes, I've heard of it. It's this living creature that consumes data in contact it comes with. The data that it comes in contact.
Absolutely. Not only does it consume information, but it uses that to bolster itself into a stronger entity.
Oh.
These creatures are severely dangerous, and I believe would have contributed to Mr. Ditus going AWOL every now and then.
I see.
As part of this contract,
Manipulate data?
unsure. As far as I'm aware, it will just consume. They're like ravenous, unending beasts. They eat and engorge themselves until there's nothing left. But, as part of the contract, I would also like to get your help on that matter as well. Surely someone with enough skill.
Happily do so.
Indeed, surely someone with enough skill to help with Ditus can help in this issue.
I can do my best, and that is all I can promise.
Absolutely. Seems that is all that any of us can do in these trying times. But I certainly understand. I myself am one of the leads on this project to help tackle the data wraith issue. Any input that you can give from the activities you've done in the field and with your work with Ditus would certainly be appreciated.
When I get home, I can check over what I have and send it to you if you wish.
Absolutely. And in fact, as part of better communications, I can give you one of these. An Avalon datapad.
What is it?
It is also equipped with a radio function.
Interesting.
It is a very simple device.
Thank you.
It'll more or less just allow better communication between the two of us.
Is it secure?
It should be. But you can certainly try and make improvements to make it more secure if you wish.
I understand. I'll be sure to send you information over the datapad then.
Indeed. It also has the ability to tune into radio channel 25 if you wish to contact me.
Of course. That would be...
Wonderful. And I'm sorry to have kept you this long.
Well then. It's all right. It was important. I do think I do hear some of my friends standing outside though.
Absolutely. Let's get to them immediately. But thank you for your time, and I certainly look forward to working together in the future.
And I as well. Thank you for considering me.
Absolutely. I'll have that contract written up.
Oh, that's funny. I thought he was making a joke.
Maybe it's an oil change.
Turns out. Maybe.
Maybe I should tell him.
You're looking a little beat up. Do you need any assistance or?
Oh, there she is.
Goodness.
Oh, actually, I'm feeling pretty good. A lot of this stuff on my left might be cleared up by
Oh, that's okay.
Monday.
Hello again.
Maybe. Finally.
Sure,
Oh,
yeah.
it's been a while, but it's healing up pretty good.
head on out.
That's good.
Alright, see you guys later. Thanks for the time.
Yeah, no problem.
Were you also contacted by Mr. Augustine?
I was not.
He did want to set up a meeting. Just wanted to run it by you when that could be a thing.
I see. Do we have any other pressing matters?
Not that I know of.
We don't have to do it now. I just was making sure everyone
Exploded
knew.
or no firefights, so everything's pretty calm for the moment. For once.
I see. Well, I believe that there is one meeting that I should get to first, but perhaps soon.
Okay.
Sure, just making sure.
Ah, Bronze,
All right.
anything?
I'd say more realistically,
I was
probably
actually
about a
looking,
half an hour from now.
See if I could purchase some first aid supplies to put together
Sounds
a
good.
skit for in the forge. You know, after last time,
Certainly.
I figured we should be prepared.
What has become of your entourage?
Very well.
Not sure.
I see. Well, do
That's
stay
a
safe.
good question. I was curious, wondering about that myself.
Oh,
Well,
I thought you were talking about Ren and Ace. I was like, entourage.
Oh,
I just came in with her to check up on a few things above the project. Just running a few tests. Everything's going good.
Wonderful. I certainly wish for a full report.
I'll see what I can do. Alright, well, for now, I think we're good here.
Very well. Have a good day.
Alright.
Absolutely.
Oh, I see. Alright.
Goodness. Thank you all for the follows.
Aye,
Like
that's
a
for
singe
two.
my hair just walking into place.
Aye, I've got my own crystal necklace which cools down the body, but it doesn't help if you get a little bit of molten metal on your hand or something.
Yeah, I can't imagine what that would feel like, to be honest. Does your hand like melt?
Well, it hurts quite a bit. Even with my fire-resistant gloves, it still burns quite a bit.
Ugh. I don't even imagine. I do know what burns feel like, though.
I can imagine everyone does at some point get burned. Well, thank you for your help, Dr. Harper. I'll be sure to put this first aid kit to good use. And anyone else who needs to use it as well. Alright, have a
Forge
good
is a
day.
very dangerous place, after all.
You can say that again. Have a good one, Doctor.
Oh yeah, I might need to have you knock out a ding in my helmet. Because I did get shot in the head last week up here, so might need to get that buffed out a bit.
Not a problem.
I might come see
Just,
you on Monday.
Aye, I'll be there. No worries. I'll get that fixed right up for you.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too.
Ah,
I've been hearing some shots left and right. I'll be heading back to the Undercity soon.
You,
Alright.
be careful. Or I'm gonna mess it. There's something weird.
Aye. Aye. Well, you stay safe as well then.
Dr. Harper? Agent Sloan?
Oh, Dr. Valentine?
hello, Doctor. You're just the person that I need to speak with.
We have a problem. Even bigger than I initially wanted to talk about.
Indeed. Does it start with a D and end with an itis?
Kind of. Get somewhere a little more private.
Indeed. Would your guard be willing to wait?
Door.
Alright.
Of course.
Wonderful. It has certainly been a day.
Oh, it has.
Hello, hello.
Seems as if we were not able to do the operation because the gods are busy, unless we want to try again.
I see.
Also, any read on what those gunshots are exactly?
Unsure.
I know there's somebody in the arena. I mean,
You're
that
an
was
AI
all-
specialist as well, right?
I specialize in AI sense, yes.
Suppose having two would be better than one to looking into a potential issue if you're up to the par.
Sure.
If you're not busy with them.
I'm gonna be talking to Agent Sloan, but if you're alright with it, perhaps I could spare a moment.
Certainly. I believe this would benefit all of us.
Of course. What do we got?
Yeah, just opposite
So-
sitting here like the middle. Yeah, there we go. Don't break it.
I was earlier seeing two visions of Phil, or at least two versions, as you saw through the footage. But not only that, I had red static and a red blur pass across my optics. I don't think that's normal for synthetics.
No, you don't. Tell me,
I must
why
ask.
did you...
Hmm.
Before I start, why did you decide to do this?
The body was getting old. I needed something better.
Surely you could have waited a little longer when we weren't dealing with a data wraith.
Possibly, but the demands of the corporation come first and they needed better troops. Was I not going to answer the call?
I suppose I can commend your dedication, but truth be told, you are infected with the data wraith. I might be able to get it out.
Get it out, kill it, do whatever the hell you need to do. But I will ask, do not go snooping around personal information. I will know.
Well, you don't need to worry about that. You'll be able to see everything I do, but it all depends on where the data wraith is, although I will say, if it's chewing around in your memory, you won't have those memories for long. So, let's get to this as soon as we can.
The Frogman's here to see you.
I will let you do your work.
I'll tell him you're busy.
Indeed.
Alright, if you will. And I pull a cord out of my neck. Where's your access port?
Above the wrist.
Alright. Let me ping for the gods. Should I ping for them now or should I wait?
Probably ping for. We've been pinging and we haven't gotten anything, so let's hope they come. Extremely
Did you say
busy.
ship should ping? Yeah, there.
The gods are real.
I'll at least put in the call. Didn't work.
No,
Didn't work
man,
at all,
I
actually.
don't-
You can't ping the
I
DMs.
don't even think they're real.
Let me see if I can ping them. I need a roll.
Seems I cannot either.
Weird. Yeah, I didn't get the menu pop.
Gods. Gods are dead.
I have a question.
Hmm.
Oh god. Wow!
Boom.
Is that Mr. Buddhist?
Maybe. There's a boogeyman in here?
Kramer just immediately opens up on everyone. Where the fuck is the ghost? I can't see spirits.
It's a spooky ghost.
Yellow.
Oh, perfect.
There's God. Hello, God. He's infected with the data wraith. I gotta get it out of him.
Fine. To make it more clear, he was seeing two Phils at one point, and at one point he
I better explain it. He is currently infected with a virus developed by the data wraith to manipulate what he sees and hears.
Okay.
So it's not exactly data wraith, but it is using data wraith to manipulate the information.
Gotcha.
Second verse, same as the first. I'd like to do to him what I was doing to my servers earlier.
Good stuff. Let's see how you do. So, with a 6 plus your bonuses, you're able to slightly alleviate some of the issues, but the core problem is still technically there. So, in essence, it would be as
Also,
if...
it's currently inactive, by the way. Because it was like centered, so it's just like basically a sleeping virus inside of him.
So essentially it's still there, but not fully fixed. So if it were to become active, it would be maybe 1.5 people, or just some of the words that he would hear would be slightly jumbled.
Okay. Can I identify what's wrong with it? He doesn't seem to know what the virus does.
I would say not quite with the 10.
I've managed to suppress it for now, but I can't root it out. I don't know where it is. It's seems to be hiding somewhere in your code.
Very well. I suppose I'll pay a visit sometime in the near future, maybe tomorrow or another time to fix this issue. Can't exactly trust my own people in Shimetsu currently because of this.
I'll be speaking to an associate of mine to work on this data project currently, so I may have more news for you later today. I'll find you, don't worry.
Thank you. Sorry to take so much of your time.
Mr. Coin, could you let him out?
Oh, sure thing.
I'm sorry, what was for me? The location is what at my discretion? Of course. Talk to Larry. I'm in the meeting.
Right.
Sorry about that. Lower our voices.
My whispering doesn't seem to be working at the moment, so... But, in any event...
Hear us, we're whispering. RP.
Indeed. Now, has Mr. Carabas brought you up to speed on certain things pertaining to Mr. Ditus?
He has shown me a recording, and he's told me that Ditus is apparently alive and has gone rogue.
Absolutely.
And something, I don't know if he told you, but the 2 Beowulfs that we ordered from Shimetsu, they attacked our gates, tore them open, and got into our data room, our data servers, and implemented a virus. I was able to fight it off, get the virus out, but this is concerning.
It was actually Shimetsu, by the way, not Traverse. I'm not sure if I talked to Slayin, it was actually Shimetsu bots, not Traverse bots. Traverse bots are currently doing nothing.
Oh, so our Beowulfs are fine.
Yes.
Okay. Well then, Shimetsu bots got into Traverse and tried to hack our systems. I don't know what he aims to do, but apparently he's been corrupted. He's been corrupted by the data race somehow. I don't know.
Indeed. Well, I might have some good news on this aspect. Are you familiar with a Miss Ruiner?
I am.
Well, her and I have just spoken, and we have come to a bit of a deal. And in fact, I would like to bring her onto the Data Wraith project.
Alright.
Indeed. She had helped in the past to, temporarily help Mr. Ditus out of his, murderous stupor. But I believe that she could show some promise in the future. But more importantly than that, Mr. Ditus had tasked her with making a virus that will destroy data. It will mix it up, jumble it, and make it unusable. When I spoke, and she believes that with our help, she can make a counter-virus that will completely undo the effect that could be done within a day under proper circumstances.
Of course. 3 prolific deckers in one place. I think we do it.
Absolutely. And so, just in case Mr. Carabas did not bring you up to speed, Mr. Ditus is pretty much wanted.
Of course. Well, good to know at least.
But he also wanted to make it clear that this is an internal Shimetsu matter, and that he should be pointed in their direction.
It'll be internal as long as it doesn't affect us.
Absolutely.
If he comes to Traverse, we're going to deal with him.
I certainly hope so.
They can have the body.
Though I am willing to give them one last chance to, write certain things and see how they perform. And if they fall on their faces again, then proper punishment can be put in place. But that is not for us to decide.
Of course.
But nonetheless.
By the way, there might have been a little miscommunication, but Ditus is dead. I'm not sure. Like, if you got a video, it is Ditus. It's not like a robot or anything. Like, Ditus is dead. You might have to. Ditus is dead.
Oh, well, Fortuna thinks that Ditus is alive, that was,
I think so does Craver.
farce or something.
If you can tell me who spread them, I can go talk to them about it, see if it's like an in-character thing or just a misunderstanding.
It was Craver. So.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Might be something to do after session, though. Just so you know.
True.
Yeah, I will. Just want to make sure if I need to clear up any information. Misinformation. Okay.
So indeed, Mr. Ditus and his, bots are not to be trusted. I would highly suggest going the other way if you see them coming your direction.
I'm gonna have to mothball those available we have for now. Those are too dangerous to keep around.
Absolutely. Put them into maximum storage.
Alright. Take out
And
any
take the power
cores,
cores, yes. But yes, that is...
I'm Craver about that because I was warned that we don't even have access to tinker with our own bots. So, I don't know why we bothered to buy those damn things. Can't open them up and
I certainly agree.
do what we need to do with them, but that was not my decision.
But yes, in any event, those were the things that I wish to bring you up to speed about. The interactions Miss Runa has had, bringing her onto the project, Mr. Ditus and Craver's potentiality for mass destruction.
Yes. What did you think of that meeting that we had?
We'll see if any long-term good comes from it or not.
That we will.
Seems like every one of these meetings comes down to wait a while and see if they mess up again.
Yeah.
But was there anything else you wish to bring to me?
No, mostly the situation with Shimetsu, but we seem to be on the same page with that, so.
Absolutely.
I still don't trust them, but they can continue to be useful, you know.
Absolutely. If I may,
Change to be useful.
how did you and Miss Runa come to meet?
Mutual friend.
I see. For a long time.
Hmm?
For a while? or recently?
A little more recently.
I
Didn't
see.
know her before I got on planet, so.
Very well. But other than that, I believe Mr. Ash and I should have a conversation at some point today.
Of course.
But yes, work should continue on the project. No further messages should be sent to Ditus about the project, and should be cut out of all things involving it.
Of course.
And that is all for now.
Okay. Well, I better head off then. I have some things to take care of.
Indeed. Thank you for your time.
Likewise.
Excuse me, Sloan. Lord
Indeed.
Croak has returned. I don't know if you're ready to talk with him or if you want me to tell him off for a little longer.
Perfect timing. I'll speak to him now.
All right, I'll escort you. I got the door, sir.
The doctor is coming up as well.
Say they want to scan a book.
What was that?
Out of the way.
I want to. There's been discovered there were stains on this book. I want to study these stains and see what the substance that stained it is. Like swab it and like.
Have a good day, Doctor, and stay safe.
You as well.
I think Sloan's here. I'll open this shit.
Excuse me.
Look at that.
At least he's about.
I know.
Alright.
Listen, I think we should start a Sweepo racing league. You know, work your first, right? We can totally get in on that. We can rig it. Think how much money we could make.
And where are we heading?
That fucking Sweepo almost took my goddamn head off.
I see.
I think things should be fine for now. You can, watch out for that Sweepo. That thing is fucking screaming through the streets.
It is a feisty little machine, is it not?
Indeed. What is this matter about?
Oh, it's coming back around. I tempted to get it and see what they put inside. I understand you wish to have a meeting with Amelia.
Oh?
At least, that is what she told me. Over the Avalon power hub.
Oh, yes, I remember now. Absolutely.
So you might be able to close to it.
Good evening, Skylark.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, hello.
I'll go Sloan, and then we may have our own discussion afterwards.
Oh yeah.
If you would be
So
so
have a
open.
VIP. I don't think you guys want drinks. I don't think you guys want.
I've already
had a
had
little bit
one.
of a drink.
You had a little to drink.
Yeah, it's very watered down.
So where were we? The power hub.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess I'll let Avalon say what they want to say.
Well.
Are there any outstanding damage? Oh my. Are there any outstanding damages that need payment?
Only a few. All in all, it should be a minor payment if you're willing.
Of course. I'm not sure.
Is this
Absolutely.
something Valkyrie's paying for?
I don't see why we can't have a joint payment. But it was
Yeah,
largely
it's
my
not-
touching of your fiery head
I mean, yeah,
that
that's-
caused the situation.
That's fine. Yeah, we'll pay for it. I mean, also, so I'm getting training, so that doesn't happen again in the future. So, yeah. By the way, they're still dangerous. Don't touch them. Yeah. Maybe
I
again
see.
in the future when I have more training, but not right now. Maybe not right now. I don't want to lose powers.
Yes, when you can control them. Was there anything else to discuss with Avalon? Perhaps about Shimizu? What's your
Perhaps.
plan going forward?
The matter that comes to mind is about Miss O'Hare. More specifically, about Mr. Elias. How much have you been informed of his previous actions?
I have not heard much of Elias, but I have heard that O'Hare may be, if I am allowed to indulge, innocent.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Shimetsu's done a very good job of actually providing evidence on. Honestly, I think Graver just holds a grudge about the whole bombing stuff, and they haven't done.
Say I cannot blame Elias, and from what I understand, he is a dead man anyways. There was no way for him to defend himself.
I see. That was in fact the matter that I wish to bring up, is that in the meeting that he had said that he would execute Miss O'Hare. He had made many promises, of which almost none were actually taken up for. There were stipulations placed on the execution that he did not do.
Well, we know now why, because it was a cover-up, so.
Absolutely. But I believe his fate is now tied to whether or not you believe Miss O'Hare is innocent.
Miss O'Hare may have caused bombings, but it appears we are repairing relations with those I care most about. I care not Shimetsu's opinion of Valkyrie, nor do they my opinion of them. What is most important is having O'Hare's innocence proven before the other corporations. Shimetsu's reputation will destroy any bargaining power they have.
Indeed.
The harassment of the citizens of Hellion cannot be ignored.
I think going after the shapeshifter at this point is a lost cause, especially with more and more evidence, legitimate evidence, mind you, coming out that they probably weren't even the one. They're just, at worst, a pawn in a much bigger game, especially from sounds of this Elias person, the last head. Yeah, I don't know.
The DNA of a shapeshifter? Is it even the same? Individualized, perhaps?
I can enlighten in that matter. Several samples have been taken from the shifter, and they have shown to be the same each time. I believe that Avalon has... That is a good question. I don't believe we've tested against other shifters as of yet.
I am so sorry to interrupt. I have a quick question for Mr. Sloan. What all is in Elwyn's organs? Is there anything that they would bind?
Come again?
What could it be?
Is there anything in Elwyn's organs that have been planted there? Anything that they might find?
I don't think he got treated. I'm pretty sure he's still missing organs.
He did get treated.
Talking about Leroy.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure, yes.
I think I know what it is.
Okay.
That is what we were told.
Very well. I was just confused because I heard that it was only in the upper city, and he had to be brought there to get it.
Yeah, so Leroy's character got all the organs shot out of them.
That's what we
So
had
they
been
were
told
taken
that
to the
he had
upper
already
city
gotten
specifically
fixed.
because they were in critical condition. They only needed
I see.
treatment to
Well.
fix it. It was what they were told. This is why they took them.
That does complicate things. Because I didn't have time to put thought into, like, putting anything in them. I suppose gut reaction is no, because I haven't put any thought into it, but it's up to you guys.
I did such a... Well, what if I did, though? That's Geb's ass. Geb some ass. You know, honestly, I've already done that. I think
Is there
I think I
anything
missed a few
that
or not, boardroom
you would
tables,
want
but I did one
possibly
down at
hidden?
boardroom table. I did it for like Avalon.
did it for Gab, I did it for Traverse. I did it for Shimetsu actually before they did
Like
a very
a
serious
tracking
board
chip
meeting. That was a lot of
embedded
fun.
in the organs, the biologically
really
made
collected
organs. Would you
Valkyrie,
like there to be
I'd
some
say
kind
definitely
of kill switch
I'd say
possibly?
definitely
Are
that.
you wanting some cybernetics? Do you want them to be organically created, or would you like them to be cybernetically made?
I'll keep it to myself. I'm not that like.
How
dirty
expensive
anyway.
are they?
For biological, probably more expensive because it's a lot more
Yeah,
needing
that
to be
is true.
grafted.
But do you not precipitate?
But
Probably technological then,
I
but
can
then
get back.
in a very difficult area, if possible.
Water in you?
Okay. Sounds good. And that's for a tracking piece in there.
Is the water
Yep.
in the blood? Do you drink water?
Sound good. Thank you very
I'd
much.
say, like, if it's the same thing we talked about with Richard and Ayla, probably the bigger one, but then hidden inside of an organ, like the heart or something.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Alright.
I have to figure out every single organ's place. Hey,
Apologies.
Sounds like a very serious conversation. Oh, well, welcome back.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yes. What were we on talking? Oh, yeah, but maybe the shapeshifters or something, yeah.
Shapeshifters in there, yes.
Indeed. I can certainly put a check in to see if changelings share a type of DNA, but I believe that they are still unique in some element or another.
This will make.
If I remember correctly,
instruments a
because
little harder.
Evelyn didn't particularly have anything against the shapeshifter, correct? It was mostly just about the squad that was brought down there and kind of shot up the place. That was more of a Valkyrie issue, wasn't it?
Somewhat. How much do either of you know about the data wraith situation?
I know pretty much
That is
everything.
Shimetsu's outlet for their violence against the plebeians.
To
Perhaps.
make me feel better, I was told I was one of the first corporations, maybe not first, but Conrad and Craver told me specifically about this data wraith situation before it was public knowledge, so I would like to think that at this point anything about the data wraith is just open.
Absolutely. It has been common knowledge that both Avalon and Traverse and others have been working on a project to help put these things to rest, as it were. But it is highly suspected that Miss O'Hare, whilst in the guise of Miss Annabelle, tried to use these wraiths for their own means. It is unconfirmed, but there has been twice that Miss Annabelle appeared within the clinic's doors, and not 10 minutes after, there was a cyber wraith attack. Again, I cannot confirm these things, but I highly suspect.
I'm gonna say this because I was there. I'm wait, there's fucking big people out there or something, but yeah. By the way, out of character, if you can hear me talking right now, I'm on whisper. You cannot actually hear me.
Whispering, by the way.
Yeah, because yeah, my shit's weird. I know that this Annabella person, because I was with them when they got infected by this data wraith. I do not believe that if they have done anything, it was entirely of their will. I think, as you understand, that this data wraith has a tendency to corrupt and break into stuff and use people. I don't think that if they are associated to any of this stuff, I do not think they're actually at fault.
Use
It's
people,
merely
you
the
say?
data wraith using them. It seems to be using people. Yeah, I mean, according to Conrad, because they were keeping an eye on this Annabella. They were told about the data wraith situation, like what it was doing to them, and they were collapsing from it. So I would assume they had some severe data wraith issue in them, but I don't think that they were trying to use it to maliciously go after people. I think they were just... It was just like somehow just in her, and then just... I know you guys probably did that surgery on her. I guess that's why you guys shot him down, and well, you didn't shoot him. It was Shemech that shot him down and brought them in. It was because of...
Indeed.
Yeah, the good old data
Would
wraith in them,
you
but...
perhaps have a file about that info you spoke of the data wraith using people? As from what we have found in our research, they are more bestial in nature.
Well, in that case, I mean, I'm just looking from what I've seen, because I saw Annabelle a lot, and I really don't think she was, because I saw her a lot, and most of the time when I was looking around, she was just kind of going from place to place, just being infected. I'm fucking got represented. I'm not even chief of... I don't understand any of this tech stuff, but I'm just saying that might not be the case. Might be going after somebody who is going to just be a pawn in a bigger game.
Absolutely. But when there is a master and apprentice that are both committing evil, they both should be punished.
I don't know if this person is committing evil, though. That's the thing. I think the only thing that they did
They
was
have
be
bombed
curious
corporate
and
assets
get-
and made several attempts on your life.
That's the problem, though, is... yeah, they made attempts on that, that's for sure. I definitely have a whole lot of evidence on that, but it comes back to, I think what we were trying to figure out with Elias and all of them is figuring out if they, actually, like, were behind a lot of that stuff. I think the specific stuff people really care about.
To have control.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
To usurp corporations and instill himself at the head of this planet.
I'd also like to put up the point of this shapeshifter is been eluding us and seems to only want to be left alone. And I know we'd want to deliver justice, but at what point are we wasting so much money to find this one person that, at a certain point, we're just wasting our fucking time trying to.
I certainly do value that opinion.
A situation worse.
But as a counter,
With the DNA samples you've collected, Avalon, is it possible to make a clone that we may execute?
The Valkyrie's already
perhaps, but then, exactly, we'll be doing exactly what Elias did. So this is what I would ask as a end result of these things. I am willing to forgive Miss O'Hare of certain things if in the future it is made absolutely sure that they cannot, once again, get away with their crimes and continue making anti-corporate terrorist acts. If they are to live, they will be under complete control with a tracker that will always be publicly available to all corporations. This is a shapeshifter that can change into the highest level CEO and simply do as they wish.
It would be devastating if they were to take my form.
Absolutely, and I believe they've also proven to have an affinity for decking.
Yeah, I mean...
Additionally, I believe that Mr. Elias should be executed. He has blatantly lied and not delivered.
If he is still alive.
Absolutely. But I would certainly wish for him to,
satisfy him. I can't remember. I've eaten a lot of my executives.
Indeed. But those would be
I'd
the
also
stipulations.
like to point out the idea of working more with the shapeshifter than against them, because if we make it to the point of where they'd rather, I mean, they fucking, like...
They are invaluable in their abilities, but it is hard. We are stuck in the corporation's ladders. They have made too many moves for me to stop and save them now alone.
Absolutely.
If it were my will, I would have them absorbed. They are Valkyrie and I was not here for what happened. I am only hearing
They never actually harmed me, so I don't really care that much.
It is the intent that counts.
Yeah, well, I can also just let bygones be bygones. I don't really care that much, especially if they don't do it again, and I'd rather not piss them off to keep them going after us. You know,
But that is a lot of trust to someone that has broken it several times.
Yeah, well, I don't think they've ever earned my trust to begin with, truth be told. So I don't think there's anything that they lost.
Indeed.
I just don't want to make any more unnecessary enemies.
Absolutely,
Not
I
when
agree.
we can at least give them that olive branch, and also listen to the voice out there.
There is something also to discuss. Avalon, I see that your guards use Shimetsu equipment still. We should begin starving out Shimetsu for what they've done to us as a collective group.
On that same front,
Perhaps dealing with Valkyrie.
I do currently have a... Indeed, I certainly appreciate it. But, for your concerns, I currently have a contract with both you and Shimetsu, but Shimetsu's is, not paid. It was provided for free.
You're kidding me? They're actually giving you guys guns for free? They fucking
Indeed.
skipped out on a contract with us for like a 5% increase on a 25% off deal.
Perhaps if you were to send some my way for some reverse engineering, if I can surpass Shimetsu, this planet will be safer.
That would be an excellent idea.
Hacked and sent on rampages.
Though, I would certainly need a guarantee from the both of you that, these samples did not come from Avalon.
Understood.
Oh, I don't really care. Yeah. Also, I have one more thing. Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
and I've checked for security cameras, and I don't have security cameras in a brothel because that's fucking perverted. Anyways, there's one thing I actually wanted to do, which is, I don't think you guys care that much, but it's the elections in the Undercity. I'm changing, I have two things. One of them is changing from a singular person that is a representative of the Undercity to a council, to three people. If you guys would like to sign off on this to make this confirmed, this is something I wanted to bring up at the boardroom meeting, but got kicked out, so if you want to sign here, it's a tablet thingy.
It is certainly an interesting concept, but I do believe that this should be brought up to the group. I believe the merits of both a single and a council should be discussed first.
Shimetsu, yeah, I mean, we can bring it up again, but Shimetsu has already signed off agreeing on this, if this changes anything, but...
I imagine they would.
To make decisions. They are not here to.
Absolutely.
But we may discuss it. I have a candidate who is interested and beneficial to our mindsets.
Yeah, okay, I don't know if it's something I can do again, but unless we can just simply grab all the corporates we see and just go around in a little group, I know there's stuff I needed to do. But also, the other thing I want... well... Yeah, okay, then we'll see if the next time we convene to get that done, so... Because those elections are coming up soon. And I do not trust one person with the power of the Undercity. I got him sorry about that, and Shimetsu also tried to get on it, so it's becoming evident to me that we need a group of people, not just one puppet.
Perhaps.
Yes.
Anything else we wanted to discuss?
I don't believe so.
Avalon are finalized. It
Well,
was a pleasure, Sloan.
Indeed. Thank you for your time, both of you.
Perhaps next week we can get a not a galactic meeting, but just a union meeting, and we can talk about this. Maybe even later in the day. So.
Indeed.
Oh yeah, didn't you need to talk to me about something?
Yes.
Very well.
All right.
Have a good day.
I don't know. I'm at a loss for words.
I'm a little lost.
Yeah. I don't get it.
69. Hey. Who the fuck stole his shoe? That's Sloan.
Ah, hello again. It's been a while.
Never mind. Yes. I was going to tell you, ask you something I completely forgot. My goodness. Well, maybe I'll think about it. I'll think about what I was going to say to you. I can't believe I forgot.
Very well. I'll be in the clinic.
If I remember it, I'll come find you.
Indeed.
Yeah, I know. I need one too.
Hello.
Nice to see you again, Mr. Sloan. You enjoying a solid, quiet day at least?
For the most part.
We'll see. Hopefully that Dale Wolf doesn't go splatter that green civilian. He is annoying, I can say, but maybe they have better nerves than steel.
Absolutely.
Hi, Aaron.
Indeed.
Seems quiet in the row.
For once. It was loud earlier.
Finding our little friend. Oh. You know why it was loud?
Unsure. I'd guess the arena.
Any luck finding our little rabbit friend?
Not yet.
Son of a bitch. Try to take some of your time.
Indeed. Have a good day. Ooh, alrighty. I think I'm going to take a quick break. Nope. There we go. Okay. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to take a quick break. But I hope you guys have been enjoying so far. And I will be right back. Alrighty, we are back. Ooh, hopping right back into things.
Steven?
Yes.
You get an alert on your phone or your datapad telling you that Augustine is calling you.
Alrighty, answer.
Can we go on whisper? Good evening, Mr. Sloan.
Good evening.
The meeting earlier has brought up some deep concerns regarding the corporations, and I was hoping that we could make a meeting regarding the status of Ayla and her loved one. I'd like for us to come to a similar agreement. It seems that there is a middle ground we might be able to meet on this. Would you be able to make a meeting?
Certainly. I should be available right now.
I will take a few moments, but I should be able to come down. Thank you very much. We can be meeting in the bank's, well. Do you have somewhere that would be more secure? Personally, I do not like the idea of coming down here for meetings.
Indeed. Perhaps
We
the
can meet in
corporate
one of our
docks.
offices if you prefer. That would be preferred.
Very well. Perhaps the Avalon.
I will be meeting you, Avalon. That'll be fine. I'll meet you there then.
Very well. Is there a time estimation?
You give me about 15 minutes for my ride, and I should be able to get down there.
Very well. See you soon.
Wonderful. I will see you then.
Have a good evening.
She went comatose for a minute while she was doing that.
Hello there.
Alright then.
Howdy.
Evening.
I was currently quiet at the moment, like I haven't got anyone checked in.
I don't believe we've met.
I don't believe we have. I'm newer around here. The name is Somo.
I see. Sloan.
A pleasure.
Indeed. What brings you around these parts?
Just some friends and family in the area checking in on them.
I see. Well, I do wish you a safe trip.
Oh, do you know CC?
Thank you very
No,
much.
I don't mean to assume. Do you know CC? Because they were like nice to me. They were like, I became friends with them down the noodle
I
shop.
am friends with CC. We do go a bit back.
Okay. They're real nice. I hope we can be friends too.
Yeah.
I discovered disco. It fucking rocks.
Congratulations. Well,
I gotta go.
have a good day.
It was a pleasure. You too.
Hi, Aaron.
I'd need to speak with you two,
Okay.
Sure.
if you would.
Busy day at the office, Mr. Sloan?
It will be in about 15 minutes. That meeting with the good doctor is about to happen.
Yes.
Now,
Well, there we go.
I'm sure, as we've discussed previously, that there will be certain ends that have already been reached.
Sloan, you know something?
Alright.
Apparently we have a situation.
Oh,
Oh.
can it be explained quickly?
Something to do with Traverse. Yes, something has happened to Traverse, something very unusual and suspicious. Something has crawled into their building, we're not sure what it was. Right now, there's a big group of people heading towards Traverse to investigate.
Right.
So, catch up when you have a chance.
Crawl?
Yay! Something like that.
Like I've heard we've
Like
had
a
a rat
bug?
problem recently.
I don't know. Anyway.
Indeed. In any event, for this meeting coming up, as we've discussed previously, you will both be on your best behavior for this meeting.
Yes. Are we usually not?
Update, that'll be the Traverse Corpo doc.
Sorry, radio.
That's understandable, given the circumstances.
Indeed. In any event, the Doctor believes that there is a common ground that can be met between us. But I would certainly like to remind both of you that you have both individually signed contracts.
But isn't my contract ending soon?
Not quite. The work is not quite finished. But, in either event,
Will be soon, right, sir? So,
we'll see how fast Mr. Richard can work.
That's why I've been so busy the last couple of days. Maybe too much for me.
But, in any event, Dr. Augustine likes to, bluff, to be blunt. He speaks a lot of big words. And so I would just encourage you both to not be intimidated and remember your legally binding contracts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm sure he will try many things in this meeting, but you are both currently employed by Avalon.
Yeah, understood.
we are doing a renegotiation, though, right? Isn't that what the meeting is for?
That is what he wishes, but a contract is a contract. And all things aside, I can guarantee you that if you were to come fully under his employment, it would be far worse than anything that you could ever hope to expect here. Masaru's reputation is not just rumors.
Well,
And as much as Avalon are masters of the body, Masaru can do the supernatural.
Yeah, but at least they haven't made us sign anything under duress.
Not yet. But Masaru can pull the soul out of your body.
and it's true.
And I doubt that Dr. Augustine would be willing to pay for your apartments and protect your children.
I understand.
I certainly hope you do, but I wish that Miss Ayla would as well.
I suppose I understand what you are getting at. But we also don't know what he promises either. And I'm willing to have the meeting.
Indeed. And so, to be clear,
Well,
know whose side you're on in this meeting. And if you try to turncoat, there will be punishment.
Right.
I tried to put on a nice face, but I can be a lot worse.
Sloan, if you can hear me, it seems there's a bomb
That I
alert
have no
up on the
doubt.
Corpo docks.
Well,
It appears our
10
meeting site may
minutes.
have changed.
Oh?
I'll have to discuss with the doctor further.
I'm already here.
Sloan, there's been a bomb threat over Traverse.
I see. Have there been any injured yet?
I'm not exactly sure, but I was told to run over.
I see.
Walker's over there, though.
Try and get a couple guards over there to support them.
Alright.
Keep me updated on the situation. Well, this is certainly shaping up to be a day.
Aren't they always?
The meeting was to be in about 4 minutes. Up at the corporate docks, but it would appear that there is a bomb threat.
Are we having it here then?
We'll see.
I got some people that want to
That's
talk
a
to you.
delivery. Christmas is early.
Oh,
We found something.
I think you should close the door. Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna put a box down and open the lid to show some remains of Ditus.
well. And how exactly did this happen?
They warned me. They crawled into my office, apparently.
The worst comes to worst.
And
Oh, hi.
had something to tell me.
Oi,
Hi.
So you might wanna stay
Bart and Harper, in here now, and then shut the door.
I'm not going in, don't worry. They told me I cannot go. I cannot take it. I was saying hi.
Right.
Anyone who I did not call in, please step outside.
Is that a power?
Guard. Go outside. Nothing happened.
Oh, I think
You're in
that
contact
fits
with
you.
me, so that's okay. Hit the button.
Make sure it does stay deactivated. This is the same bot I showed you the video of my boss disintegrating. At least half of it.
Well,
If it does gain power, I'm afraid what it might try to do through me. So only president must slightly decline.
indeed.
Gun down every corporate in here.
Take the power core out.
I only
I
got
was
a
going
law
to say,
rule
I don't think
on.
it's smart that you be here.
It
I
actually
do
doesn't
want
have
to see
one.
what's inside of it.
And what runs it?
Only has so I think he's offline currently. Is currently running on.
For now.
It is
Does he only work on
completely
house?
shut
I don't think
off.
we connect him to the grid.
It's an
You
arm.
can connect
Are you
to the
insane?
grid.
You want to connect this thing that was just told that it was infected by a
Just
data wraith
escalated.
going around in the Undercity?
An
You want to connect
electric
them to a
grid.
Indeed.
grid?
Skylark. An electric
Yes, do
grid.
you
It
understand?
doesn't work the same way.
Oh, sure, yeah, that's just what we think, and then
There
we
is
plug it in.
no
and then someone-
functioning in the helmet. There is no personality or memory core. There's not even a power core.
Thank you.
How this moved
No problem.
is haunting.
Well,
But it's not the worst.
So what exactly do you want to run on? What do you want to check?
If there's a panic.
I need to.
I mean, an
it tried to
old-fashioned
tell me
generator
something. I
would
don't.
do. I would assume.
I need to see what it knows.
Just
I can connect to it. I don't.
Get it
And we'll
upstairs.
get one of the generators
See
from
what
the
you can
garage.
find.
as much as it is.
Alright. Take this upstairs.
Probably a couple of 'em.
Sloan, I'll be right back. I need to find someone.
I see.
If,
Please make haste.
someone can let me know.
Oh, jeez.
Clinic.
Alright.
I would recommend using some form of a local instead of a global.
Absolutely.
If that thing gets connected to a network,
Let me
even
out.
if it's dead.
Alright.
I guess that's something exciting.
Mr. Coyne, could you remind me again what your purview was?
Oh, I'm a technician.
Then perhaps you can assist. The door, please.
Yeah, probably. You never know. I mean, I'm a get representative. I'm not gonna do a whole lot.
Sloan, are you going to be staying down here at least? I don't want to be upstairs, but I at least want to be present in some regard.
Indeed, that would be alright. You can, sit on the table if you wish.
I will relieve myself of my weapon.
That is a good idea. My apologies. It will seem you have to wait, though you can take a step outside if you wish.
Attention all role players, there are 30 minutes left. 30 minutes.
The choice is yours.
Is the threat still going on out there?
Goodness, it's always something after the other. What a day.
Yeah, he's
got
freezing
freezing.
right now.
Yep. And you also notice a broken pinky. But that's for...
That was on accident. That was on accident. Sorry about that. Yeah, I tried to put him in the box. He wouldn't move.
Why is it on a hospital bed?
Currently, I don't know where you wanted us to put him.
In the office.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, back in the box you go, little big fella. Big little.
Big little fella.
The place where we can work on machines and not people.
Can't tell why. All right.
Over there.
Tell me where you want him. Alrighty.
Now, I want to triple check that this thing will not have any ability to turn on, correct?
It was missing his power core for what I saw.
Indeed,
And I
no
don't think it has
backup
any
generator
generators
somewhere.
Nothing on its back. I mean, I'm not a techie person, but I don't see anything that can power it besides unless it has something in its
Even
arm.
without knowing much about tech, if it doesn't have half its body, it's unlikely to
I
power
know,
up.
I'm in a box. Yeah, I know.
So overall, I don't think it's gonna be moving around much. It barely told us on this last little parks that Shimetsu did it. But other than that, I don't think it's turning back on anytime soon.
Right. So what is it that is proposed to be done with the corpse?
I think Valentine is gonna go do that. So I guess we wait on her.
She was grabbing a, +1.
Indeed.
Attach that arm to a hook bot, that'd make a lot of sense.
If the situation is somewhat related, I don't know if Shimetsu's gonna be looking for Harper, but I don't trust the other bot. But I guess I'll go check in.
I see.
I'll be right back.
So I assume that this was the bomb threat.
As far as I know, yeah.
Well.
Not sure how it got to this point, but I kind of came in at the end there.
Indeed. Suppose we can certainly look over whatever's left of its systems, but without any power, there will be a few problems.
Yeah, well, I could look at the wiring and see if that's something there, but without any active systems, I don't think I'm getting much clue out of it.
I'd say the important part is trying to find out if it has any memory cores left.
Right. Let me go ahead and go look at that noggin.
Absolutely. Get to work.
By the way, you guys would have documents on Dias's specific predicament with his brain. So if you did look into it.
What was it again?
And Sloan, you would have access to it because of your clearance.
Okay.
Alice, you would not.
Okay.
I'm going to pull that up on my holo displays. What do I find?
That it's a very complicated procedure. Not really something you can really make out with just like at a glance, take quite a bit of studying to understand it. But do know that it is, but the procedure is done to him to turn his brain from organic into synthetic, and was placed into the head of the bot.
Okay. Are there any known
All it
backups?
requires is power. There is one known backup.
Does it list where it is?
However, is not in your possession anymore. Actually, you would not have a report of what happened to it.
Very well.
You just know that it do not have any possession anymore.
Hello.
Agent Sloan? Where is it?
In this box.
It's in the box over there.
I'm gonna stick it in a box.
Hi. Okay. I assume I'm looking in a box.
Indeed.
Yes. It is just the head, a little bit of the torso, and a single arm. And there's no power core. It is, yeah, and a broken pinky. But there's no power core or anything to power it right now.
No brain?
You can look,
I'm gonna. Did you
but
guys
you will
already?
have to open them up.
Oh, we were just about
I
to.
was just told to put him in a box. There's not
One
enough,
moment, I'm
I didn't see any other
a
pieces
radio
to
that I
pick up.
shouldn't be right now.
Now, one moment.
Thank you. Okay.
Before you crack that thing open, I have heard that Shimetsu has had many procedures in place to help prevent tampering. So give me but a moment to go speak with the head of security and see if there are any procedures in place in case we pop that open.
Understood.
Be ready to try to disable them.
And we have reason to believe she's been a part of
That
other
gunfire
actions
sounds
against
like
them.
near. I don't care about that gunfire anyways, but yeah, I mean.
A moment of
The
your
thing I
time.
worry about though is that. Huh?
Are you aware if the model in our possession has any known defensive measures if we try to break into it?
I don't know personally. I don't know if it's weapon capability. I don't even know if it has a power crystal still inside of it. And I don't even know if my level 2 access would grant you firewall clearance through it.
Can you make the attempt?
I don't know the first thing about technology. I mean, hell, look at me what I am.
Can you petition your superiors with the situation on hand to disseminate the information?
Could. If you need access to it, get access to it. Force your way through. If you need my credentials, take my credentials.
Well, we can certainly do that, but my concern is if the credentials do not check out, are there defensive measures in place? Is this thing going to blow up or try and kill us?
Half its body's missing, so if it tried to kill you, I think it would have done it already. Although other defensive mechanisms, the only things that I would presume is it explodes.
Right.
But that is if it does.
Well, this was the same designer that made the Beowulfs.
Those are not exactly made to self-destruct when decked into. That I know.
Indeed, but they do have the procedures in place in certain situations.
The risk, I guess, we have to take.
Very well.
If it is him, if it's not him, whatever it might be. Who knows?
I'll inform the others.
But if you need my credentials to get into it, come back down here.
For sake of ease, I believe I should just take them now.
Good ship.
Thank you.
Plug it into it, and it should access the security levels of it.
Very well, and you will get this back.
Yeah, how?
Oh boy. Let's hope this doesn't blow up in our faces. Woo! Where'd the rest of them go? Oh, there they are.
Oh, they're over there having a conversation. I wasn't invited. I was just I got the pinky. Anything that's any help?
Apologize.
Wonderful.
I'll pull you immediately.
Thank you.
It is unclear whether or not there are any in place, but I do have Mr. Carabas's clearance ID.
Understood. I know that I've heard some things about your skills, Mr. Sloan, as well.
Could be listening right now, but
As we talked earlier,
no,
I want us three to first check for the security measures to make sure there's none hidden secretly before me and Dr. Valentine try to access his.
Indeed.
trust ruin.
Let's just hope this thing doesn't blow up.
I don't think it has enough juice in it to
I
do
mean,
that.
I don't think it will do that. From what I'm aware of,
The only reason why it would blow up is because of its fuel source. If it doesn't have its power source, it should be fine.
I trust your judgment.
I mean, you go on the side of
I
it.
guess
Should we?
thing that goes boom ain't there. I guess we're kind of safe.
The biggest problem would be that it might be
I don't
able
know
to
about
fry
you,
us,
though,
which
but
is
I'll be
why
there
we
to pull
have
you
these
out.
two watching us.
Absolutely. Let's get to work.
She's gonna take off her glove. Actually, she only take off one glove. This is very
Oh,
important.
you want me to step away and let them tamper with it? Or...
Be supplementary in case we need you.
Alright.
I'll just put my hands around your waist and pull if I need to.
Just in case.
You all also notice that Dias is now missing a pinky. A previously broken pinky is now gone.
Indeed. Mr. Coyne said that he took it.
I saw it was hanging off, but like I could use it.
I would recommend not staving any piece of him. Give it. Assume you hand it over. She'll place it back
Now,
where it should be.
We could start with Mr. Carabas's ID. I highly doubt that it would actually work.
I do not trust. Something that I was working on was that if unauthorized access were to get into him.
Right, in that case, we'll just nix that.
Well, I never finished. It's okay. Alright. Let's see. You all ready?
Absolutely.
Yep, ready.
Get in there.
Alright. I'm gonna go around the back because I need to get into the back.
Miss Harper, for safety's sake, I would say pull that shield out.
Pull his head forward.
Alright.
Koniko, where's the
Glad-
jack?
The place that you would jack in would be in the arm, just like in
I'll pull you
Traver.
into my shield if it goes back.
However, there is Runa does know a way to get into the back of the head to get directly to the brain, if that is what you're attempting to do.
If she does that, she opens it
I'm
up for
going
me.
directly for the.
Okay.
Well, the thing is before we do that, I'm checking for safety procedures before I open you up. Do we have a DM here? Do we have a DM?
Oh, hi.
Yes.
How's it going?
Hello.
Hello.
Nice to see you so soon.
Thank you.
We have 3 deckers checking for safety procedures on this guy.
Oh boy.
Since this is
Major
Didas
edge, I
personally,
assume
he
major
actually
edge, and I
does
assume
not
major
have any. It is just the 2 firewalls to protect his brain from getting hacked. That is it.
Okay. Well, I will say, with this many people rolling with advantage and adding some bonuses in, I will say, yeah, no, you made that roll with a 13 plus your bonuses. So you are able to easily get in, no issues.
Yeah, boy.
There doesn't seem to be any
Especially
safety
since-
procedures. It won't explode. Nothing like that.
Diatus can make his own decision. He's a big boy.
We ready to get in?
Then I'm going to
Big boy Titus.
activate.
Big boy is turned
Sorry,
on.
not activate. I'm gonna pop open the trunk. I want to look inside.
Damn.
Okay. I will need to actually talk to Slane about that. Real
Oh
quick,
no!
if possible.
Slane is currently busy at the moment.
Wonderful.
Then
They
I
are tied up in
shall
rows, though.
attempt to make. I don't want to overstep my bounds, but at the same time, I sort of know what's gonna happen, but I don't.
Okay.
In case the bullets.
I fully expected you to literally just back me up, and then try to see what the fuck was going on, and just figure out a later date, and it'll be immediate.
I'm
Nah,
figuring
boy,
it out. Sorry, buddy. Runa's making decisions now.
Yeah.
Well,
Fine.
let's see if I can.
As far as I know, so this is gonna be a debate because, Ditus in his data wraith form technically is not here. And it is just a brain, but I do not know how. Oh, because
Is the concern
either
that
it's
they too might potentially get infected because data wraith stuff, or is
I
it...
can. If I've already
so-
decked into him, I identify Data Wraith corruption, so I would be able to see it. Just letting you know.
my concern is, would it make another Ditus? If you know what I mean.
Oh god. There are two.
I don't
I'll leave
want
this up to you to call Centrio.
You don't want an
Would
army
this-
of just Ditus?
Because
The thing is
here,
Runa
let
misses
me
old
talk to you for a
Ditus. She
second.
doesn't want this. Also, my hands are stuck. Okay, there we go. Oh, no, this one's stuck.
Yeah,
Hold on.
these
Where's
crates are
my
really
hand?
bugging me.
Oh, that's hacking
Ooh,
nerds.
hang on.
You can step a little forward.
Let's just move a little bit forward until they come back.
Yeah.
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 I just
Just put
went
it
for the
here.
pinky. It took away
No.
my pinky.
There's a very specific Runa. There's a very specific reason why Runa doesn't want anybody to have any piece of the safe. Very specific reason. Not having this. I'm not doing
My
this.
eyes are so bad.
Oh no. Did I get
need
into all
Mine's
of
doing that
those?
earlier. I went to go take a 10-minute break. Yeah.
This would be so much
So
better.
about
if I had
that
my prescription
grindstone.
Yeah,
I'll
about
get
the
him there again one
grindstone.
day.
You
Yeah,
know?
I meant
Oh,
to
were you
ask
trying to
drink
go
there
for
for
it?
once.
Today.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
Runa
Just as I was
needs to
getting
go
ready
back
to
to the
walk in,
grindstone
it all
too.
happened.
So
We
yeah,
all turn
Runa needs to
around,
go to
huh?
the grindstone too. You want to come with me?
Hell yeah.
I was on my
haven't
way
been to the
there when
grindstone in like
Valentine caught
7
me before I
sessions
could
here.
get into a proper conversation.
It was
Sorry.
finally
It's
time
okay,
to
I've
have
had
our
a busy
drinks.
day.
Same.
Busy.
We never got that meeting.
Although, what? Yeah, we never got the
We
meeting.
never got to do our thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't find you. I couldn't find Liev. I couldn't contact you. Contact you,
You
on
couldn't
the
call
radio.
on the radio?
I couldn't find anyone
No,
today.
my radio-
Call it
busted.
next time. Just call a DM or
That's
like
a lot of people.
unmute in the Discord
I
call
did,
next
and
time
then they
and be like,
messaged you.
"Did you talk in the Discord?"
No, I didn't talk
That
in the
might have
Discord.
been when I
went
was
to the
doing
GM.
emergency surgery. Okay.
Okay. Well, I didn't talk in the Discord. I talked to the GM, and they went to you.
Cetrio did,
Sure.
yeah. And they were like,
Yeah.
"Go to the garage," and then fucking, who was the one who grabbed me the first time? Sloan grabbed me a time, and then Rin grabbed me a time, and then Kai grabbed me a time, and then Liev grabbed me a time, and then I made it to the grindstone. Sorry, and then I made it to the. He didn't reveal he's Liev. He did not reveal he's Liev. He's just like, I have a meeting with Valentine too. I'm trying to find her, and I'm like, are you Liev? And he's like, nah, I just know him. And I'm like, okay. I'm being
The
stupid.
streets have just been empty today. There's been like no one on the streets.
They're all in meetings.
It's
Yeah,
because
they just
everybody's
keep
so
going laps.
fucking busy.
By the way,
I know what
Spoons,
Liev looks like now too, because I was told.
Spoons, I need to talk to you for a second.
You still on Whisper?
About something from earlier.
Or you just
And I'm on
pointed?
Whisper.
Okay.
Oh, grab.
Okay, I'm crawling.
Okay, I'm gonna take my eyes off of the VR for a second. Let me know if something
Go ahead.
happens.
Alright.
I got you.
Everyone's dying.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've been chilling with like
Oh my
half the
god!
people today.
Holy shit!
Cause I was there. There was like four or five people
Goodness.
sitting in the arena today. Everybody was being nosy, so a lot of people came over. Yeah.
Yeah. Finally, everything like as I joined halfway through, I came in like and everything
And
just
after
quiet.
that, there was just a lot of people
This is weird.
standing by the meat shop of Brahms and Fritz's.
Yeah.
I just saw you wandering all day. I'm like, are you good?
Yeah.
By the
I was
way,
trying to find Runa.
there's a security update in the by the way.
Oh fuck.
Is what?
Oh god.
Oh, there's a security update in the little chat.
Oh.
Attention role players. 10 minutes remain. 10?
Oh.
Darn it.
Oh, actually, 9 minutes.
Overtime.
Yo,
Can we
if you
get-
speed
can we
run
get
this and
some
get to the
overtime?
grass zone and get a drink. That speed run.
Hurry up.
Give me that shot of
I still need
whiskey.
to talk to Liam.
You ain't talking to
We're
Liam.
gonna
I need
give
to
you
get some whiskey.
We're gonna get some good
maybe I can
Daniels. We're
talk
gonna have to hit it hard. Gonna
Okay,
have to
never
share
mind.
a
I'm
bottle.
good. I just realized something.
Just
I'm
give me
good.
the whole bottle.
If he did that, he
You
would be
guys
more
want
over.
overtime
Like,
2
God damn.
sessions in a row? You're out of your mind.
Oh, my neck.
It's all worth it to go to the grindstone. I've been there in 7 sessions.
I went there and there was just a slumber and
Really?
framework running the bar.
You wanna know why?
Yeah.
Because all of us ran up
Oh
here.
my god.
Like six
Probably.
people who were gonna go into the
I've been
grindstone went up here.
Oh wait, no, I saw Runa there because Runa ran in with Valentine at some point and then they left.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all left.
Catbug was in there.
Yeah, Catbug was in there too.
In whichever one of
You're
their characters
standing
they are right
alone.
now.
I have no idea who that is.
Definitely not somebody.
Did y'all have a fun session?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, I guess.
Yeah, it was chill.
Heck,
I
I
was
was just
waiting
talking to
on
people the whole day.
I had
Titus
some
rolls.
very productive meetings.
I've yet to use this. I even have the cartridge. Holy shit. Not a single medical roll today.
Shoot self in leg.
Oh, yeah.
Harper.
Good job. There's still 8 minutes.
There is.
I mean, at the very
depends
least,
on
I'm
how
pretty
long
sure we're gonna
that
have to
takes.
figure this out today, so we might go a little over, right?
Maybe I have no idea
Then
what's
maybe
happening.
at the beginning, then we'll get our drinks next time.
Yeah.
I was just sitting in Spawn looking at where everyone was. I'm like, there's a bunch of people over here. I'm gonna go watch.
There's
And
a
then I see
party
her
over in
waiting.
Avalon, as per
waiting
usual.
on
As
Everyone
per
gathers
usual.
at Avalon.
Well, you
I feel
see,
like at
we're
this
trying to
point
do
you
that
should be
specifically
locking
because
down
it's like, oh,
elevators.
Avalon has a facility. I have a garage.
We
gonna
have
go
a lab.
Yeah, you guys have like
Every-
full shit
we're
right here.
charging rent.
Helipad.
Get ready for rent charge. We start doing that slow. Everyone's using our place.
Need a toll booth.
You guys figure this out.
Hey, it's working out.
Hopefully.
We're partners on this.
Yep.
It's a thing, you know. We're good. And if anyone who should be using this place, you know, it's us. So
True.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever asked you to do anything here that wasn't
we have
something
what?
we were working on
A
together. So
technician. I think you're also a technician. A bunch of deckers. This is like the best team
I'm
you
a
could have
researcher.
for this specific situation.
True.
And I have a
I
shield.
got a
I'm a
gun.
researcher, by the way.
And can heal if someone gets hurt.
Yeah, and I got a
Uh,
gun.
Breaking his skull open and looking into him.
Oh, okay.
Because right now he's basically Frieza. He has one arm, a head, and like a bit of a torso. So he's basically Frieza.
What the fuck did you do to him?
It's what Shiometsu did to him.
Like that.
And his,
that was
and
Phil.
his
Oh,
void gun. God damn, wish I could have seen that. I wanted to see him use that. Don't worry about that. He can shoot a black hole. It's fine.
Don't think
What?
about it.
I mean, I saw. You know
Don't
what's
worry about
funny? I probably should have thought about it, but I saw Noodle walking away very slowly today. I'm like, hello again. And I just walked
Mhm.
off. Went about our business.
Why do you guys always make us go overtime?
It's not my
I
fault. You
don't
guys are
know.
talking.
It's always so much.
Got him.
Listen,
Not
I was
wrong.
gonna talk with Liev, and that was gonna be my day.
Oh, I was gonna say, Steven,
This
I have temporary
this
codes
was
to get in
Slan
Avalon
popped
and
up
not
and,
yet.
and put this shit on me.
What?
That's what
Because I'll be
happened.
running around with this shit again.
Slan told me this shit. Talk to fucking main
What'd you
GMs
say?
about this one.
I was gonna say, would you give me temporary codes to Avalon, or you just wait for one of the doctors? to
Oh,
leave?
what's wrong? You're okay.
Wow.
Look, you got all new organs. You're living. You're good. You're in the best shape of your life. Be happy. Pat's invisible head.
He knows.
What?
I went in Angie.
Dang.
That's the thing. I'm always angry.
Always angry.
Oh wait, I think
I was born angry.
Cards up.
Just by the way, as soon as we start doing this, I'm gonna punch the box. Anyways.
Damn.
Oh, oh.
Punch the what?
You would have. Oh, I need to pull you aside. I need to pull you aside.
Wonderful.
Hold on. Something happened during our meeting.
Punch the box? Wait, what?
We're talking about the data race stuff, our private deal. Ruina witnessed things being corrupted by the data race because she can see it. So she would have told you your stuff's infected, and like a little more discreetly than that, probably been like, have you let anybody into the clinic recently?
We know that the whole
And
place
she
is
would begin
compromised.
touching all the electronics. No, she meant in that moment, like it was happening right then and there. It was live
Oh.
data eating.
At what time?
When we were having our meeting and our deal downstairs, he was watching us, which is why she's pissed now, because that would have happened already. So she already fixed all of the medical equipment. The dead data's cleared out, and she stopped the virus from infecting any further, but it wasn't actively working at that time. So that pretty much tells her, like, he wasn't looking to eat the data, he was just watching something, and only us were in that room. So she would let you know a data wraith was in that room at some point. Recently. Very recently. You would know this.
Okay.
And she is going to keep her eyes on everything in this facility right now. And you need to watch out too. Because your arm, she's going to keep an eye on your arm too. That needs to be careful.
Absolutely.
Alright. You know my fucking, one of my big secrets. I can see data wraith shit.
Wonderfully done.
Let's go.
Hey, yo, Ditus is gone
Pull
now,
out your gun.
and you guys just make me into
As soon
your
as you turn
personal
around.
fucking bot.
Where did? Did? What?
They're dead.
Wait, oh no! They went from standing to crouching and they respawn. I know that's what happened. That has to be what happened.
How does that work? How does that work?
Missing the
It's
button.
right next to respawn. They did the sideways like turn when they poofed.
You're not. Oh my god.
Hopefully I didn't just.
Welcome back. Accidentally clicked to respawn.
Welcome back, friends.
How was your
my
trip?
sit stand is right next to my respawn.
Yep,
So
Yes.
people tried to come into
Hold
the
it.
clinic. I was like, don't come in here. I'm not actually here. Go away.
Yeah.
Anyways.
All right, are we guards up?
Our guards up. Ruina's gonna pop
box?
open the hood and try to look at the brain.
I thought you go to the trunk earlier.
Helmet on.
And I don't think we need a DM for this because we already talked about it, unless a DM wants to interfere and say something.
You're good.
But, alright. She will, look at... What is she looking at when I'm looking in your head?
When you look inside there, you see nothing but electrical, smoke, and what looks like an unidentifiable damage. And you could tell this is all that has radiated up the synthetic neck and into the head from the blast open wound in his chest.
God. That's... There's nothing left of him. can I try to figure out what exactly happened, or is that like no go?
You. Here, let me go ahead and roll.
You know, I'm going to quickly play an Avalon Guard because.
You are having a hard time identifying this. You look at this damage, and what you can tell is whatever hit him not only destroyed him instantly, killing him instantly, but it destroyed his power core as well. Something that you believe could have been a lot more dangerous than it was.
Alright. There's nothing left of him.
I mean, he was talking before we got here. Are you sure you don't want me to get the car battery?
No, I'm amazed he was able to crawl the traverse at all.
Yeah. He was talking before we put him in the box and bring him here. Only been about probably about 10 minutes or so.
Hmm.
And his core exploded? And he was still talking?
There was just no core. It was empty.
It was gone.
Yeah, I do recall you saying he was moving with nothing powering.
Yeah, he crawled his way
Hauntingly,
into
almost.
that.
Low power. I don't know if he has
He
any
crawled his
batteries
way
around
into
here.
Miss Valentine's office. So something's moving, something's working,
Well-
but I don't know if you want to turn it back on.
And I'm still seeing the corrupted data, yeah? It's just dead data, right?
You are, and it is.
Well, he was, from what I can tell, getting eaten away with. Similar effects to the data ray. But that's strange. I don't know.
Can I make a quick interjection with the data ray claim?
Yes.
That please me. So, Runa can see the data rays, correct? Data rays.
Yes, she's able to spot it. The corruption and what is left over from it.
Alright. You're gonna see that suddenly data rays is trying to provide the brain with power.
Oh no. She is, oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. She's gonna back the fuck up.
But after a few seconds, it leaves.
Is everything okay?
What's wrong?
I think he's here.
What do you mean?
I'm gonna look around the room at all the equipment. Can I try to pinpoint if there's anything happening to anything else? I know there's a lot of
This
electronics.
would be a call by me. He simply went through the power lines and drew power from there.
No.
So like outlets in here, you would see residue.
I wasn't within whisper. Oops.
Oh shit, sorry. I was talking. Basically he went through the power lines. So the only thing you would see corruption through is power lines and possibly the outlets.
Alright.
Because
Okay.
that's where he drew energy from to try and power the brain.
I will say,
Understood.
we have 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes.
Alright. There's nothing much else I can do about this.
There is one thing.
Sloan, do you think
There
you can...
seems to be...
I want all the Deckers here to assist me in making sure this facility is locked down from any Cyber Wraith influence. If nothing else, this can be our home base of striking out against these things. And hopefully with our powers combined, we can foolproof this place.
Alright. We can start shoring it up anytime.
Indeed. Get to a terminal.
Put him back in a container, a box. Make sure it's secure.
Over the next couple days, we can make those rolls, but for now,
Alright.
this is where we will wrap
Gonna
up.
put the pinky
This is
down.
now
Ooh.
Thank you.
right here.
Data's inbox.
The data's
Agent
box.
Sloan, please make sure that that's as
The
secure as
greatest
possible.
box.
I'm gonna
Absolutely.
kill you, you little shit. You getting close.
Well, I'll tell him he's right upstairs. I also still have his ID.
We're being teleported.
Whoa.
What the fuck? Good job, everyone.
Wait, 1 second. RP walks upstairs, hands back ID.
So what happened up there?
Yeah, we were just down there waiting the entire time.
Yeah.
Like,
What's the what
All the
happened?
sessions end at Avalon for some reason.
yeah, we were
waiting at
inside
Avalon's
Avalon,
door.
just me and Craig. We were just hanging out for like 30 minutes.
It's just like I don't know. What
Wait, where are the others?
I don't know.
There was so much
crazy.
Yeah.
5D chess
Let's-
up there.
We were down there, so eventually I was
Here, I'll need a quick aside with them, and then one with you if they... So, you and Runa over here for a moment. Hey, Runa.
I'm lagging, so be careful about trying to get to this side of the map.
Yeah.
Where do we need to park?
Just anywhere. Over here, over here.
Next time choose a place that isn't closed.
Can we sit in the corner?
Yes.
So I don't lag. Thank you. Sorry, we're going past you.
Did you not do it, or did he do it?
So basically, I just need to know, what am I telling Craver?
Secret meeting? Secret meeting?
He's literally upstairs waiting.
You're not.
Tell Craver that he's dead.
Do not
he
tell
burned out
him
in my office. Yeah, tell him he burned
Do
out in
not
my
tell
office.
him. Yeah. Tell him he's unrecoverable.
That was the last of him.
Yeah.
Already.
Well, no. Just say he is a body duplicate somewhere. That whatever was there was just a husk.
Okay.
He
So,
likely was communicating to it like a drone. We can say it was like a drone. Also,
Okay,
who are
fair.
you? Spartan, can you go away? So, us
Every
deckers
time I
will
come
just
back
say,
here, everyone's like, "Hey, what's going on back here?"
yeah, we're gonna say it's a drone. That he was controlling wireless. Go away! Go away! Wait!
Okay.
He was controlling wireless. I'm on Whisper, by the way, so I don't know.
On Whisper, by the way.
So we're gonna say it was a wirelessly controlled drone. So that way he's like, okay, so there's still one out there, but this one's just a dud, right?
Yeah.
We're not gonna tell him shit. Runa doesn't want to
So
tell him
why
shit.
are we
I don't know about
why
you
are we
guys.
telling him that Didus is still
I
out
don't-
there?
We want to tell him that he's out there so that they're on watch to stop him if he does show up in the other body,
Okay.
right? And
Fair,
if we
fair.
lie to him and he shows up, Craver's gonna take it on us. That's the problem.
Yeah,
So
but
if
we can
tell
also
him that
say,
there's
how
one-
the hell would we know that?
Oops. Yeah, sorry, I almost fell.
Oh no.
So what I'm thinking is we're just gonna tell him it was a wireless drone. So
Is this a Deckers only meeting?
Yes.
it's a Deckers only meeting. Deckers only meeting. We're having we have to talk about something. Please
Everybody.
stop people from coming here.
I'm gonna shoot them with my gun if they come over next time.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one's a husk that is unrecoverable. It was drone
We keep it for
operated.
ourselves to look at.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ruina will be letting you two know specifically that he was traveling through the outlets of the facility, probably through like power supply lines and stuff like that. So he's traveling through it.
How?
Well, she mentioned the data wraith.
Okay.
She thinks that
So-
if he was talking and he tried to get back into that bot, either he was originally being controlled by the data wraith and the data wraith was the one doing all of this, or he has turned himself into one.
Okay.
Because those
Wonderful.
are the reasonable conclusions. Which means Ruina sadly will want to hunt data wraiths, even if she likes some of them.
Join the team. Welcome aboard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I really wish Sloan was a cool guy. I wish I could invite him to the guild.
He's been pretty cool so far.
He has. Runa likes him a lot. He's been reasonable with her. However, I do know that you like money.
I gotta keep my job.
Yeah, and she offered to give you a lot of pay. From her own pay, so.
True. Alrighty, I'll go tell Craver that.
But yeah, no, that's why I pretty much had to say. So here's the funny part. I'm sorry
this, but the whole thing is all setting up for the fact that here.
No, but we were talking. We were talking with the radio, like, yeah, they're currently wanting to arrest the heads.
Alrighty, well, I think this is where I'm going to end stream. It has been a really interesting day. A lot of productive meetings. Yes.
Why are you such a dick?
I'm sorry. Oh wow. But yeah.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I swear. I swear it wasn't me.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on Monday.
Being rude. Maybe I will listen to you, and then you're like, well, what if I fucking kill you? And you're like, oh, okay. Well.
So many people were looking for you today, Richard. So many people were looking for you for some reason. Yeah, I don't know why.
But yeah, see you guys on Monday, and hope you have a wonderful night. Au revoir. Bye-bye.
It was like right after you went down to like check the